I tried to start my YouTube uh, stream, and when I did it, it crashed everything because I clicked to start all, so it tried to stream to two different YouTube channels at once, and it did not like it. So many decks to brew. I definitely am liking this one. How do I show it easier? Yeah, I've been waiting for the format to finish up. I haven't been playing as many set champs as I should have and whatnot as well. I played in 2 set champs. I did win both, but I only had to play in 2. All right. Where's my camera? I gotta change some stuff. I've been rearranging my room. Oh, I don't even know if I can make it to the plug. Oh. With no pop? Yeah, get that out of here. No one wants popsicles. I want to play this deck, though. This deck looks super fun. Or maybe with a couple more mob songs, it's hard to say. I hope I have these aerials. They're worth, like, nothing, but... my tummy has been killing me. Mob song. So my dream is to shift Tinkerbell and play Mob Song. That's what I want to do. I'll probably... why is it so big? I thought about upping this and slowing that down a little, which then makes the Mob Song slash the Tinkerbells better, because we can afford to get more cards in hand, which makes the Stitch maybe a little better to hold on to. Maybe I just want to try 3 Mob Song. Go all out. Yeah, and Lantern, yes, I am just trying to play all the fun cards for me at first. I know I have Mob Songs. Question is... I'm gonna have to look through my investment thing. So I bought Mob Songs speculating on Heroic, when Heroic first came out. It was not a fantastic speculation, but, you know, hey, now I've got foil Mob Songs. They were only like 10 cents a piece. Can't go too wrong there. Oh, my tummy hurts. Let's see, what's my sky cam look like? Deactivate, activate. My messy place. I have extra crap on my desk because I was rearranging, so I've got, like, to put away my kids' stuff. What other weird songs would I need out of here? Tinkerbell. The rest of these cards, I think, are with the good stuff. I'll probably need Tinkerbells. I have been wanting... Tummy needs a chai latte. Yeah. The problem is there's just nowhere good to get them. Like, I could just buy that pre-made Tazo or Tazo or whatever that is and make it myself, and it's better than most of the coffee shops in town. They either, like, make it real nasty, like, which they've also given me matcha tea when I've asked for a chai latte, like, 2 or 3 times. So, like, I could also just get not what I ordered. Or they put, like, a pound of sugar in it, like, way more than I want. It's too sweet. Barista streams? I mean, yeah, I've worked in the industry, like the restaurant business, and I've thought that. Like, while working there, like, sometimes just, like, imagine The Office. Like, I think a show like The Office set in a fast food place would be hilarious if done right. I do have some foils of this card, apparently. I do love that we're playing, like, princesses, and we're only playing... Come on, dang it! I only have 2! She's like 10 cents, so it's not that big of an issue, but it's just funny. Can't wait to get more of my heavy play stuff in so I can continue sleeving everything up in these perfect fits. I've used almost all of them. I'll probably order some foil ones, assuming the foil ones are cheap. $1 a piece. I might just buy a set of foils. Of course, no one's got a set of 4. Oh, that was the wrong button. Hold on, alright. 9 cents times 4, 40. Alright, it is a little bit better still to go through them. I'll move this off screen. Daily chai test. Yeah, I would do that. Alright. Add to cart. Sign in. Log in. So I, like, put a fake name on my TCG player account. so people didn't know what I was ordering. And TCG Player sells me out. They're like, Luke Goodwin ordered this card, and you're sending it to this address, and it's my P.O. box with a fake name. And I'm like, just only tell them where they're sending it, bro. Why you doing this to me? Because, like, I noticed on a piece of my mail that it said, like, good luck, Wonderland. I'm like, what? How do you know me? All right, come on. Place order. Alright, we securely bought 4 foil Ariel Singing Mermaids. Who knows if it's good? I don't. I'm hoping it's good. Worst case, we're out $4. So the thought process is that we go turn 1 Rhino or Vanellope. Turn 2, we either go Troubadour or we go Lantern, play Rhino or Vanellope. And then on turn 3, if we played Troubadour, we shift, and then we can sing Look at This Family or Beyond. So we could turn 3 sing Beyond on our opponent to make them discard their hand. And if we do... I was just thinking with Lantern. If we go like 1-drop Lantern, we can be our guest for one of the 2 shift targets. We can't sing it, obviously, at that point, but it does give us the shift almost, which is why I like to be our guest. The funny thing is, like, initially this deck started off with 4 Lantern, 4 Hueys, and I was like, well, I just want to play one of those on turn 2, and then on turn 3 I want to play Ariel, or I want to play 4-drop Tinkerbell. And then it was just like, well, with Rhino wanting to shift, and then if I wanted to do Vanellope or Troubadour for the song action, it makes the Huey Lantern less good. Hiccups. Oh, really aggressively quick hiccups. Yeah, JDV, it's got to be good. I mean, if we're playing 10-cost songs, it better do something. There's Troubadours. Some Rhinos. I thought for sure they were going to reprint 1-drop Stitch, and then they just haven't. So it's really... One Last Hope, Rafiki, Heart of Tafiti, and Daisy back. Yes, Tunes. I mean, I'm all about doing that. All about playing them set 1 big things. When I was building this deck, I was just like, all right, we're back. I even named the deck Wonder World because of that. I was like, it's just the same thing. I guess my foil Sun Chills might see some play again with Max Goof. Oh, it's one thing I didn't put in this deck that I probably should find room for is Pete. But we can start him on the sideline. There's that 4th Rhino. Hey, 3rd foil Tink. Alright, these cards theoretically should mostly not be cards that are reprinted, I say, as like a bunch of them are on the top. Oh, Rapunzel, I miss you already. It's like the Robin Hood, we at least have like the 2-drop pinger, which is like not bad but not good. I think this card is good. Oh man, that hoo-hop from yesterday. Maybe, lady. Is staff still in format? It is. It's funny. Maybe I'll just keep this out since it's new stuff. I need to like also just sort my cards from infinity and not to infinity and beyond. Alright, deck box, you just go into the oblivion to be a placeholder. That's the cube. Oh my goodness, I'm gonna break my cards trying to grab them. Kind of hurt my finger though doing that. Apparently I have 4 foil Tinkerbells. Tiana! I don't know why I pulled it out. I'm gonna mix it right back with these cards. I should have Mulans in another pile already sleeved. The elusive soft drink and cocktail Lorcana cards. Oh yeah, Stefan, we're in the kitchen right now. We're brewing. So we should have more copies of that somewhere else. I think these are what I opened in my boosties the other day. 2 Stitchies. Card should be good with Lilo. I brewed like 4 or 5 decks last night before bed. Whether or not any of them are good, it's a different story. Feels weird not to play Lady in this deck, but here we are, not playing Lady or Pesky Daisy in our deck. To unsleeve some of this stuff. So his rest in his foil Sir Hiss. That one can stay sleeved. It might go in the cube. Yeah, the mob song could be a lot to commit, but I kind of just want to see how it plays. The question is, how do we find someone to test against? Just like pair into people asking if they have fabled lists to play, and if they don't, we just concede and leave because we don't care about rating. Seems maybe rude, but who's playing real formats right now? I'm not running the new Lilo in this, no. We're not challenging. Well, I mean, we are. We're just challenging with, like, Tinkerbells, who shouldn't, theoretically, need the help taking things down. Well, I'm not unsleeving those. Oh, Chi-Chi's still in the format, isn't she? These are also still in the format. It's interesting that Emerald is like the new Ruby. In regards to, like, its role in the format, it's now, like, the control deck. This deck's probably just going to be too slow and bad, but it'll be fun. It really wishes it had Zeus, that's for sure. Yeah, definitely is going to need to removal against evasives. I mean, that's kind of always what Amber Steel's done, though. I mean, I could play a happy if I wanted to, if, like, evasives do turn out to be, like, a scary thing that we need to really worry about. I need to find the Mulan. How did... Oh, it's because the other box is over here. We didn't look through it yet. Means no worries for the rest of your days. We did just see Pluto get reprinted. Two extra rhinos I need to sell. True. Although Cindy Storm doesn't answer the evasives, it just answered anything else they wanted to think about doing. Yeah, I should be getting another package from Heavy Play soon, and I should be getting some codes to give away for people to be able to order sleeves as well. So we'll be doing some giveaways soon. Apparently I have a couple foil Calhouns. But where are those foil Mulans? Come now. Did I go past it and I'm just like blind? Oh, these are Lorcana cards. Underneath, some Gundam cards. This turned out to be a good investment, a good buy. These are $30 now. I bought them for $6. Do I want to play Hook? Well, there's Mulans. Oh, I haven't shown this on stream. I ordered Goofies, right? This person mailed this to me. It was rubber banded. It was in a sleeve and then rubber banded to cardboard. And you can't really see the... kind of see. There's a divot right here, and it goes up. I'm pretty upset. I had to order a new one, and they gave me a refund, but the card went up by like $5 in the meantime. That obviously I'm just going to eat all that. I just think so. I think they meant to put the card in a sleeve and then in a top loader and rubber band it. They're a new store, and that they're like, I've sent everything this way, and I was like, oh yeah, well this one wasn't in a top loader. So maybe if it was in a top loader that wouldn't happen, but it could have been in the top loader and I'm just forgetting that. And that's why I didn't like, because I didn't even notice it was damaged at first. Yeah, rubber bands. I hope it doesn't bend my other stuff. We'll put it there. I'm gonna go play Gundam tonight. Wreck some Gundam. Good. Just gotta find 8 more sleeves at least. I gave my last box of sleeves to Sky. 3 more. Well, this piggy bank does not need to be in one, that's for sure. I don't even know why some of these got sleeved. Troubadours. Songs. All right. Thought I had a foil beyond. Guess not. Alright, so 18 songs. 4 strength. That should be right here. Do squats, Nightbot. I'm trying to do work here, and you're trying to make me get in shape. I'm trying to make red, white freedom blockers work a bit, but I haven't been able to go to a weekly yet. Freedom blockers. That might work. I've been playing red, green, char. Like, beat down. I lost to hyper aggro because they won the die roll. Apparently, whichever one of us won the roll would win. But I swapped my deck up a little bit to hopefully make it that I can beat them on the draw. While still hopefully not weakening my matchup against the Pingers deck. Because that's the thing, is like I could go faster, but then the Pingers deck might get me. So I added the Miranda or whatever that is, and then I'm just going to call it the Kakashis or whatever, but I have no idea what her actual ship is called. It's like the Kashmir or something. The Gundam names are crazy. So we're only on 1 big stitch currently, but I could see running 1 more for one of the aerials since we don't have it, and we'll just run the 4th foil tink because it's here. If I can figure out where I put the 1 foil tink. Blue-white blocker too good. Let's see. We'll put in 1 Pete for the other aerial for now. Alright, so 2 here. Ariel, Tinkerbell, Rhino, Vanellope. Is this the whole deck? So 18, 20. Heyo, we can play a game if we want. Alright, now to find an opponent. Yeah, I mean, there's a few things I'm going to miss, but I think it could be fun. I made mono reds Zaf, actually. There's just so many zapped cards. And they were so cheap, so I like just didn't trade them away. I just like butcher that poor sleeve. I did. I should pay more attention. All right, so we got a play mat. Just gotta move all these stupid cards. I need to clean. Which is a crazy, like, I've literally spent like the last week cleaning my house, prepping for garage sale, and then just reorganizing and doing all this stuff. I still want to do more. Need to do more. Jeez, stupid box. That's enough room, right? I'm really picky with my anime. Alright, do some squats, go potty, and then we're good to go. Oh. I did buy the Wii boxing thing, or the Switch boxing, so maybe we'll do an exercise stream on one of the Monday game stream days. Oh, all right. Let's get this ad out of the way. I'll go use the bathroom, and I'll be right back. Peek. I should probably refill my coffee while I'm at it. Coffee. Whew. Yo, fade. Gundam's bodyguard. Yeah. Just realized the blocker talks about Gundam. That's funny. Whew. All right, let's So I'm going to turn my sky camera off. So Pixelborn works. I am using a blanket. My house is set to 69 degrees, and it's hot out, but it just gets a little chilly in this spot, so I wear a blanket sometimes. So I get all nice and snuggy. It's so crazy how much more, like, Pixelborn sees so much more on the camera than what the camera shows me in OBS. This... I just don't have enough boxes somehow. If you could possibly believe that. You know, I did just get this worthless box, so I can use it, I guess. That reminds me to turn this light on, which should help the green in the back lighting a little. I have so much Gundam. Alright, this we can just slide up there. And now we can slide that up there. I had all these empty sleeves right here that I could have used that I didn't see. I'm silly. That looks good, right? I wonder how long I was muted for. So do we ask them if they have an old deck, or do we just, like, play whatever they have? Hello. I don't suppose you randomly happen to have a post-rotation deck on you. Yeah, you want to play that? Because that... Yeah. Perfect. Yeah, all good. Alright, well, good luck. Have fun. this still works. Oop. Let's see, Pixelborn gameplay. LOL, we can still sing it. I think I'm just going to keep the full 7, because why not? I'll just keep the 7. I will ink a Troubadour and pass the turn. I might want that little 1-drop for ink. I'm definitely going to play Lantern. Oh, I gotta ink first. I will ink. I just like grab an ink token without inking. I'm such a cheater. I think we're gonna ink a Vanellope. Humorously, and then we'll play a Vanellope, and I'll pass the turn. Hey, Django. I will ink a Baby Rhino. Play a 4-drop Tinkerbell. When this comes into play, I look at the top 4 cards. I can reveal a character, put it into my hand, and put the rest on the bottom in any order. I think I'll reveal a Mulan. I'll quest for 1 and pass. I'll shift Tinkerbell. Kita, 3/3. Alright, I'll trade with Kita. There's 1 damage on your I'll just quest for 2. I'll link an aerial, and I'll pass the turn. Or, sorry, I thought I had played it already. I'll play the Mulan, draw a card, choose and discard a strength, and then I'll pass the turn. I was like, oh, I need this Mulan so I can sing 7, and then I'm like about to not play the Mulan. I assume that this is good, but I guess I can hardcast things if I need to. How many cards in hand? Okay. Well, I'm not playing that. I'm just gonna go big here. I'm gonna ink Be Our Guest. I'll pay 7, and I'll play Look at This Family. I'm gonna look at the top 5 cards, and I can put 2 characters from them into my hand. I'll reveal a Mulan and a 4-drop Vanellope. Actually, and a 1-drop Vanellope. I'll play the Mulan. I'll draw a card. I'll choose and discard that Vanellope. I'll pass the turn. We need to draw one of our 2 surfers. We're in a bad spot. 3. Needed that Rhino to put pressure. Lantern, that's exactly what I needed. I'll play a Mulan. I'll draw a card. I'll choose and discard Lantern. I'll play a Surfer Stitch. I'll draw 2. 1 and 2. I'll pass the turn. Well, we can do some things. Yep. I love the fact that Stitch actually doesn't get one-shot by Shark. Like, it requires something with the Shark to take it out. I need a Tinkerbell so I can play Tinkerbell and play the thing. Dig a Little Deeper's back. Ooh, I like that card. I guess Dig a Little Deeper just got spoiled as coming back. Fit right into your deck. It's not what I wanted to draw. Guess we will play another Surfer. I'll draw 1 and 2. I'll play another Mulan. I'll draw a card. I'll discard Beyond the Horizon. Why not? I'll sing Mob Song. I'll deal 3 damage to your Donald. I'll deal 3 damage. Is it 3/4, right? So it's dead? For a second, I thought it was a 3/5, and I'm like, oh no. We'll take out Chicha, and we'll put 3 on Shark. And I will ink a Rhino, humorously, to play a baby Rhino. And we will shrink... We'll shrink the Shark, I guess, by 1, even though that doesn't really matter much. Your turn. Yeah, the Mob Song was not bad there. Two. Just these 2. And they both draw cards. Right? I mean, he's gonna clear some characters, but we could have strength. Like, had we top decked a strength on it, we could have maybe sang that on Shark, and then like sent 2 Mulans in, or sent the 3 Mulans in on the Hades, leaving him with the 3/4 and the 4/4, not being able to take out the Stitch. Like, look at this. This person's just trying to win the game. Well, I mean, that was a good draw, I guess. That was a good draw. So if I sing that with this, and I sing with this, that gives me 2 challengers and 1,000,000 ink. A Tinkerbell doesn't do much. I need to deal 2 damage. What can I deal 2 damage with? Not much. I'd be 1 ink short of hard casting a Mob Song. So these could just wipe your board, and I wipe some of your board. I hard cast that and play a 2-drop or a 3-drop. I could hard cast it, hit a Rhino, which then allows this to just single-handedly eat the thing. And this finishes off. But I just want 3 random cards. Let's go for 3 random cards. Alright, I'm gonna ink, look at this family. I'm gonna sing Mob Song to take out your evasive and put 3 damage on your Scrooge and your Hades. I'll draw 3 cards. I'll shift Rhino. I'll shrink your 4/4. This will take out your 4/4. Or, I meant to shrink your Hades, sorry. Shrink your Hades with this, and then this will take that out just so there's no damage, and then I quest for 1, and then I hope you don't play anything because I'm out of everything. Your go. That's pretty good. I don't think I actually I need a strength. I think it's my only out. Top deck something into strength. Son of a gun, I drew the other mob song. Alright. Good. Yep. Good game. This deck sucks. No catch-up mechanic, basically. Like, just strength. It's kind of scary. Granted, they are ramping into big things. We gotta at least try one more, but it's not a good start anyways. The Vanellope seems not great. Might be better as anything else. Hello. When mob song's not enough. I'll just do 2. Swords would be pretty good. 4 tink, 4 swords. That's what I needed last game. Although I'd have to do swords and mob. I will... Oh, can you turn down my volume? I'm like getting... Let's see if that's better. I will ink Rhino, play Rhino, and pass. I will ink Mulan to play Troubadour and pass. I'm going to go for the turn 3, discard hands, draw 3. With a lantern if we can draw an inkable. It's like actually a pretty, if we draw inkable, pretty hot hand. Draw for turn. Is it an inkable? It is. Alright, I'm going to ink Mulan. I'm going to play lantern. I'm going to shift Rhino. Then I'm going to sing Beyond the Horizon, so each discard our hands and draw 3 cards. Alright, so I ink Mulan. Then I play Lantern. Then I activate Lantern, making my next character cost 1 less. So I'll shift Rhino, using these 2 to sing Beyond the Horizon, which makes us each discard our hands and draw 3 cards. I'll pass turn. We got to do the cool thing. Although our deck is about, like, that does decrease the shift cost Mog. It's how you play a turn 3 Rockstar in set 1. I almost just want to concede and be like, good game. I got to see what I wanted to do, but now, like, the testing doesn't matter because you're playing cards that have no impact on me. Yeah, because I don't want to talk to you. I will play Be Our Guest. What? When the card I take, I show. I'll reveal a Vanellope. I'll sing Be Our Guest. I'll grab Baby Rhino. I will play Baby Rhino, shrinking your Fox, I think. Yeah, your Fox. I'll look at this family, and I'll play Vanellope, and I'll pass. On the big stage. It's Wednesday. Is there a thing, or what are you talking about? Main stage is on the Discord right now, but it's Wednesday. Alright, we'll cut to it here after this, actually. Something came up. I gotta go. Good game. Didn't even really want to play against him. Being very loud, not fun, and then playing red-purple with B-preps, it's like, meh. Alright, swap over to that.
I didn't even think to ask, like, is there AC in the apartment? And so then I moved into my apartment and I'm like walking around the apartment being like, how do I turn on the AC? And it just, it's not there. It doesn't exist.
Dang, dude. Hate to see it. Hate to, oh, I saw some chat. I see Katie is here. She's probably in the vents with me. Come on, Katie. You got this. She's pushing through. We found her. She's located. She's like running through the crowd, jumping on the stage. She's gonna power slide across. It's gonna be epic. Here it is. It's
I
coming.
sent her an invite. I'm ready for the rain.
All right, did I do it? Did I get back in?
You are back.
Oh my goodness, that was stressful. The vents are very twisty, guys. I don't recommend it. JDZ made it sound simple. He made it seem like, guys, you just go in there. Don't worry about it. Terrifying. Do not do
You
that.
didn't see the maps? You didn't see the maps I left behind?
There was a lot. There was a lot of cryptic stuff there. To be fair, I got stuck because I was looking at the notes for this presentation and I got scared. So I was reading that. It was exciting, fun. So I'm here. Let's dive in and let's do it.
We're good. So yeah, we have today JDZ and Katie. So you both thankfully are here now. And I also did want to mention, like, it's been great getting you guys on board and working with you more lately. And I really wanted to have both of you together for this because you both are also become such great friends.
Oh,
like at Gen Con, when I asked JD a question about if he saw you, and he immediately sent me this photo. So
FOMO from Gen Con.
Yeah, I might. Yeah, we would. We're matching. You can't really get better than that, right?
Yeah. And I was like, where's Rochelle? That's the first question I asked. I was like, why is Rochelle not here? I mean, where's Rochelle? Get her in here. We did miss you. Your presence was missed at the Gen Con situation. It was a good time. Granted, we did speak about why you didn't come, and I understand that kind of makes sense as well. I'm not going to say anything about that, but
JDZ's
it was a really good time, and you were missed. Okay, I must say.
So the topic today is Fabled, and I think one of the biggest things that we're going to talk about today has to do with rotation and just kind of re-explaining what it is, and then why the team felt that it was something that was needed for Lorcana.
Absolutely. Are we in? I'll jump in. So I've been playing TCGs for a very long time, and I've experienced some games with rotation, some games that don't have rotation. And I know a lot of people, this is their first TCG. They haven't had the opportunity to experience this before. This is the first time they've done it. Can you just talk about the importance of rotation and why we have it? We'll kick it over to you, Steve, first, since you're the MVP. You know what I'm saying? We're going to throw it over to you. Why is rotation a thing? Why is it important? And what made us assume this model of gameplay? I would ask.
So rotation has a number of benefits to it. The primary one is that it keeps the environment, the meta, fresh and new without having to force cards to cause people to start playing different cards in different decks. And without that, you get into kind of an arms race of cards in order to get new decks to exist in the world, or you have to ban cards sometimes seemingly at random so that people are forced to make new decks. And so we feel like rotation is the better format for us because it makes it so that everybody knows when and what cards will be rotated out, and it will help us create new environments for new cards to come in and have their time to shine.
Absolutely. Okay.
Yeah, one of the great things about rotation, and I know rotation can sometimes be a scary word, especially if like this is your first card game, but one of the great things about rotation is it does allow like new strategies to flourish. And so if you're not rotating and you're not power creeping, like the same decks will be played over and over again, and it gets a little bit boring and stale. And as a collectible card game releasing multiple sets a year, like part of the excitement is finding new things to try and deck building and playing against new strategies. And so we want to always have exciting new things for people to experience. And without rotation, it's kind of like if you never do spring cleaning in your house and you just keep stacking more and more stuff, you become a hoarder. You're just putting it all around the room, and then it's hard to find things, and then you just start using the same couple of things over and over again because it's too hard to change your routine. And so like rotation is kind of like spring cleaning for us, where it allows us to actually kind of refresh the meta, as Steve was saying, and also get exciting new things to be explored.
Yeah, one of my
No
favorite things is
tunes.
knowing that a lot of this we're like, oh, we just found out about it, but you guys, you're brewing, you're in the kitchen coming up with these ideas.
You
So,
can have
I mean, with some
Flabbersham
of
back, but
these,
you don't
the
get
rotation
Popsicle or
probably was something that came
Fortesphere.
up pretty early. So, is this something where, how early in development did you guys start thinking about this, and how much does that come up as you are developing these sets? Where you're like, okay, this is something that's coming up. What goes in the bucket of possibly rotating and things like that?
I couldn't say exactly when we started thinking about it. It was definitely early on. We knew that we were going to be facing a choice. Obviously, the choices are: do you rotate or do you start banning a bunch of cards? And as the explanation before was the reason why we chose rotation. And I will say that there are the people that really like just playing all of the cards that come out, and that's why we do plan to fully support Infinite. And we expect that there will be new cards that people will like and enjoy. And of course, we're always watching. So we'll keep a close eye on Infinite to make sure that stays a fun and exciting environment as well.
Is it Infinite or Infinity?
That's a good point. Infinite. We're almost in the infinite meta, which is exciting.
And from a card design standpoint, while we're just talking
thought it
about
was
that, just really
Infinity.
quickly, can you talk about are you guys going to continue to design cards for both of the formats, or are you just going to kind of design in a vacuum? Kind of how does that process work now that we have this situation where we're in a post rotation world? And I know a lot of players are going to be focused on the core construct. I know a lot of competitive players there, but there is going to be this infinity format that a lot of players are going to focus a lot of energy there. Is there some limitations that you have because you got to really manage all of these card effects and also focus on the core constructed game? Anybody want to take that one?
I'll
I
say
don't think
as
that
far as this.
there's.
Oh, sorry. Sorry about that. We'll go
No
with
worries.
you, Lucas.
I will
Lucas.
say just as far as like
Lucas
design.
was excited. I'll
Yeah.
let him go.
Yeah. As far as design, like we're always looking to design like interesting cards, fun cards, cards that like change things up without, changing the game from underneath you, because sometimes card games can get a little bit too far away from like the core mechanics of like what makes that card game successful and exciting. But from a design standpoint, like we just kind of, look for new interesting things to, basically design within the confines of the game. But from a dev standpoint, obviously, like rotation and also infinite format do pose a little bit more of a challenge. And Ali, as a lead dev, I imagine you have a bit of a different perspective on infinite versus constructed.
We definitely keep our eye on what we think will be good in Infinite. Any new card that comes out, we do try to think back, see what would be good. But generally, we are looking for developing through the core constructed, while just keeping an eye and our minds set on Infinite as well.
Yeah, I think the chat has picked up on it's infinity and beyond, which is appropriate given some of the announcement lately. But yeah, that infinity format, I'm very excited about. I know we've heard spoilers about, not spoilers,
Jeez,
but
it's
the
Infinity.
promo coming for the
I was
infinity
literally
format.
Google
So,
searching it.
but able, before we get to that, we have these cards coming, which has been very exciting to see. It's been reveal season, but also a little bit of conceal season because we've seen some of our favorite cards possibly, going on the bench for a little bit. Was there any emotional feelings as you're like, hey, this card is gonna take a moment to sit on the bench for this round?
I think from my perspective, a lot of the cards that are going to be rotating out, they're ones that had their time to shine. They've done a pretty heavy lift and a large job of adjusting the meta around them. So I think that it's time for them to kind of take a break and let some new cards shine for a while. And you never really know. Just because it wasn't printed in Fable doesn't mean that we'll never see it again.
Ooh, I
I
like
think
that.
real quick on the topic of
Okay.
new cards, we'll come back to the conversation of rotation and reprints and all that. But I thought it would be good if we talk about some of the new archetypes that are found in Fabled. So the first one being Goofy Movie and how there's all these songs and singers and things like that related around it. If I guess on the game dev team, if one of you would like to start and then continue there.
About the Goofy movie in general?
Goofy movie in general, yeah.
Yeah. One of the great things we did, I think, is add Singer to some Ruby cards in Fabled. It really does open up the field. Powerline is the world's greatest singer, so we felt it was needed to be on there. And in my perspective, Ruby has a lot of passion behind it. So singing, you bring forth all you have and the passion behind it, so it really fit within that color.
I also think that one of the advantages now is that since Ruby does have Singer as well, it does let you combine Amber and Ruby if you want to really focus on singing. And Powerline's got some really cool effects combined with a lot of the more recent songs that have come out. So you can do some neat things.
It's very fun.
Yeah, I know
Ruby has some
Ruby,
fantastic songs.
Ruby getting Singer. We do have the Max Goof chart topper on screen, I believe, if I'm saying it correctly right now, which doesn't have Singer. We are only expanding Singer to Ruby for now, and we do think it is important to maintain distinctions between the different ink types. So it is in Ruby, but as you can see, you could also build a Ruby Emerald deck that cares a lot about songs and song cards as well, and caring about actions, and then again more specifically songs, is also an Emerald thing, because Emerald cares a lot about action cards.
Absolutely. And I gotta
It's
say,
very fun.
this card is amazing. I love this card. I can't wait to play this card. I think it looks it's very dynamic artwork. I know we're not talking about the art, but the card itself and the effect is actually quite cool as well. So I'm looking forward to it. And I do like the expansion of having a Singer going into a different color, because as of that moment, Amber was the only color that had Singer, and I think every other keyword up until that point had at least two colors that shared that ability. So I think that's kind of fair. I think it kind of balanced it out a little bit. I enjoy that. Is there any other hesitation on maybe adding, like, diversifying those different keywords to different cards and future sets, or as the game continues to go along?
It's definitely something we're always going to be reevaluating, and honestly, like, just even thinking about like our philosophy of like reprints and selecting reprints for set 9 Fabled, a lot of it did have to do with like, where do we see this ink type in the future? Where do we want to push this ink type moving forward? And how do we want people to kind of interact with this ink type? And so a lot of the cards that we select are kind of more indicative of how we see the identity of that ink moving forward. And so some of the cards I think that we have left out, maybe we feel like don't match where we kind of want to push that in the future. And I think we'll probably be talking about a couple of those a bit later.
For sure.
I think it's very fun. You guys mentioned, I think, in an earlier discussion that you're reaffirming some of the ink characteristics, and which has been a very fun thing. I think at D23, the last D23, you guys showed a chart that talked about the different ink identities, and they all have their different properties. So I think it's fun to see that play around, and I'm scared of Ruby Singers, but very excited. So I think that's going to be very fun to see play out here.
Cool. And there's another thing I saw talking about archetypes in this new Fabled format. We saw that there's a lot of evasive synergies that are coming in. We saw the new Dumbo cards. There's a lot of cards that interact with evasives and do this with evasives. Was that a part of the plan to kind of change the Amethyst identity to go toward? Oh, this card is great. This Dumbo card, I love.
How'd you do that? How'd you summon the next card to be on top of it?
Hey, I don't know. I don't know, but seriously, I think this card is really cool. I think the design is super fun, and I think that people are going to really come up with different unique ways to play this, not just the standard ways, but a multitude of different ways. Was that a part of the identity going into this, making Amethyst more of this evasive strategy? Kind of, it still has the draw aspect and still has some game lore aspect, but now we're kind of leaning on this evasive identity. We can kick back over to you, Steve or Lucas, whoever wants to jump in and take this.
I'll take a little bit of it and then I'll send it to Lucas. I think that evasive has always been part of Amethyst's identity, and making sure that there are cards that are very useful in the current meta to show that off is always going to be important so that you feel those identities as you play those colors. And so this was just a really good way to kind of push into that environment.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we definitely want evasive to be a big part of Amethyst's identity, and so it's really fun to make some evasive payoff cards. Payoff cards that, actually care about your other characters having evasive. Dumbo is one. There's a couple other cards like Timothy, I believe. I don't know if he's actually been spoiled, so I won't say more than that. But it's probably has. I don't know. Rochelle can tell me later or now. But I will say that evasive just being part of the game is something that is really important, and it's kind of one of our what we call evergreen keywords. And so you'll see it, of course, in several of the ink types, and you'll see it in every set because it does kind of like move the game forward toward a conclusion. So you can always gain lore, but obviously your evasive characters are generally a little bit safer, and so it allows you to safely gain lore, which is something that we see as a big positive for making sure that games take a reasonable amount of time.
Absolutely. Nice.
Yeah.
I like it.
And it's also very fun seeing these kind of modular type cards where you have to kind of pick. You don't get everything. And I think those are one of my favorite things to see as a player because, you get to pick what cards to put in your deck. But then with cards like this, it's, this isn't an or, but still, you only have so much ink, so many things to do. So, and you can only exert this Dumbo once unless you build it with other cards. So it's very fun to see what you can build it with to get that readying ability. So I'm very excited and scared a little bit. This elephant you wouldn't think would be scary, but I'm a little scared.
Absolutely. I agree. And to your point, Katie, I do like cards like that too, that you could just, if they're modular, you don't have to do it one way. Because they could have easily have made this like you have to do or dual link or something, or you have to do X, Y, Z in order to trigger this. No, you just have to play Amethyst. You can play it with a multitude of different strategies, different colors, and it just gives people, players, the freedom to kind of do whatever
an
it
average
is
good
the
card
thing
that
they
plays
wanna
well
do.
with
I
other
love
good
that
cards.
about this design, and I'm excited. I'm super excited for Fable, honestly, to try these new things out for sure.
Yeah. It's soon.
So
It's
speaking of
scary and
new
exciting.
things, there's one other strategy in Fabled that there's cards that existed before, but Fabled really gives it a few new tools. And we have a couple of card reveals related to it.
Oh,
The princess
really?
strategy.
Oh, okay.
I know some
Okay.
people just got excited. Enchanted Kim
Wait a
just went,
minute.
oh
Hold
my
up.
Come on,
Oh,
make
Let's get
it
it.
give
We got
My
it in the
goodness.
lore.
building. Your
It's
princess
entertaining,
characters
but
get +1 strength and
this
+1
thing should cost like
willpower.
2.
Very simple, very clean, very elegant. I like the art
Yes.
too. Oh my goodness.
I know, and a
I
5'4",
like
so
the
he's coming in.
direction,
He's a
but I
gentleman,
don't
but
care for the
he's going to
card.
protect the ladies, which is very, very exciting here. The ladies can protect themselves, but he's going to lend a hand. He's a courteous gentleman.
He's just giving them the strength and courage they need in order to protect themselves. Okay, he's just giving a little bit of motivation. I think this card is neat. How did this card perform in testing? Is there anything that you can discuss to talk about how this card performed? Because I'd like to hear from you guys when you guys are sitting around playing these cards and getting to know these cards a lot. I'm sure the community would like to know, how do these things work out, and how did a card like this perform in your testing?
Seems like a great question for our lead developer.
Let's go.
This card was a lot of fun in
Mhm.
testing. The entire Princess strategy has been something that we've hinted on through the last 8 sets leading to this one. Princesses are a big part of our game and Disney in general. And he felt a lot of fun to play. He made a lot of the princesses be able to challenge better, be able to receive challenges a little bit easier.
Yeah.
And just add the actual added stats to it just helped out a lot.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, one of the aspects that I really like about this card is that it's actually more of a surprise than you would think. A lot of people will plan based off of what they see on the board at the time. And so when they think that your princess isn't going to be strong enough to not only challenge, but may not get out of the challenge without being banished themselves, this can completely change that math all of a sudden. And that's one of the elements that I really enjoy about cards like this.
As anyone who's ever been sent to Under the Sea, things like this are very exciting to say. But wait, there's more. So this
We
one's
got
very
5
exciting,
drop
and
beasts at
also, I
home.
mean, I think players, we see cards like Last Slipper, where you're going to go ahead and get an ability that needs a prince, and people say, well, where do I get a prince? So I love the synergy feeding into it. These cards are becoming more powerful as more comes out, and now I'm like, I gotta get that Last Slipper back out. So that's fun
Yep.
to see.
Nice. I think it's a hero, Prince King Sensor Core. I think that worked for Princess too. Maybe you got a Amber Steel Princess
Amber
strategy
Seal, it's
there.
still here.
Amber Steel lives. Amber
Yay.
Sapphire Princesses Prince deck. It could be fun. It could be a good time. I think this is I think it's cool. I like this
Fun.
card, and I think it's.
Fun.
I mean, the art is really
Keyword
nice. Maybe it's got some enchanted
fun.
love too. Who knows? I don't know. No spoilers. I don't know
Whoa,
anything.
whoa, whoa, whoa.
I like
I mean,
beasts.
so
If they use
speaking
an
of
enchanted on this
Amber
card,
Sapphire,
bruh.
early on in these previews, we showed that Aurora is coming back, the Floodborn Aurora.
Yeah.
And a lot of questions that we've got over the past week
A
was,
new shift target.
okay, but what's a good shift target to play her?
Mm.
All right, is it a good
Do
shift
tell.
target though?
Maybe
man.
it's this
Oh,
one.
That's
that card's pretty
beautiful.
good.
Okay, I know we're not supposed to be
Now
talking about
that
mechanics.
card's
This is
good.
tough. We're engineers here, but
The
it's hard
other
not to
card
go
was a tease.
when you see it.
Was a tease
Oh
because
my
this is
goodness.
actually
This
Yeah.
this might be my
quite good.
second
This is
favorite card
good.
of the set. I think we're seeing my favorite card of the set a little bit later. And it is funny
Oh,
because
more
like
spoils
I think the
coming.
cards that I'm like, oh, these are some of my
This is
favorites in the
fire.
set are actually the lower rarity ones. Not necessarily. I mean, the Dumbos are awesome, and power lines and max goofs, but I really like simple effects that are also very strong. And like this is a simple effect that is very strong and really gives you a lot of incentive to play princesses or queens,
What is that?
which is I think fantastic. And I will say, like, Beast is fun, but Beast is a
Is it
prince,
not vanilla?
and this is a princess.
Okay.
So a princess that also cares about princesses, like cherry on top, like
There you go.
Yes.
fantastic.
We love strong women sitting in chairs in this game, and here she is, and I'm so excited. And I mean, we talk about playing on the curve, and so cards like this are fun because, like you mentioned, shift targets are important, but this also gives you the ability to get that, lantern type ability that we all love from
Right.
set one. So when you guys design the cards, how much are you talking about playing things on curve and that kind of, that decision tree where you play the card, but then what's next?
Within development, we think about the curve quite a bit. This particular card played very, very well. It's one of those ones that I generally include
This
for
would be so good
immediately
with a
when I'm trying to build a
pretzel,
princess
like-
deck.
Oh,
It's probably not good enough to
Top
play
intel.
Princess Infinity, but maybe.
And yes, being able to just have other princesses in your deck that matter.
That is
Yeah, I will say
Princesses
playing
and
curve is
queens.
important.
Sorry, queens out of this.
It's true.
Queen
Have to
has
have queen in there as well. Yeah, playing on curve is important because it kind of sets like the ceiling in a lot of ways for a card. Like, what is the earliest you can get a card out? And that's also why, cost reduction is so powerful. It allows you to play kind of above curve. But that is something that we do look at is like what is the ceiling for the card and like what is the floor for the card. And like some cards you do want to have high ceilings and low floors, but other cards it's okay sometimes to have pretty high floors and high ceilings. And I would say this is actually
Just
like
did some
pretty high
push-ups instead
floor,
of
high
squats, so
ceiling
I'm
card
tuckered out.
that can really make you want to play a princess deck. And it's important to have those with cards that are kind of telling you
I
to
think
go
this
into a
boxing
specific
game's
strategy.
gonna
You need the payoffs to be
wreck me.
good because we are asking you to actually jump through quite a big hoop and quite a big cost when deck building.
right.
It's fun to see that because I feel like JDZ can probably also attest that we've all felt like there's a journey. You see it. You see racers. You see 2 racers. You see 3 racers. And now it's like the princesses, which have always been there. But now the princess
Now
decks
that
are coming.
It's all coming together. I just can't wait to quest. I can't wait to quest my Aurora and just play Aurora for free, just for the vibes only. I mean, I know it's probably a suboptimal play, but you can definitely do it. And like you said, on the curve, this card is probably good on one, but you probably don't have to play it on one all the time. You can put it in a little bit later and then just get some late game value as well. So it's got some little utility to it, and the artwork is just super clean. Aurora's, she's awake, huh? She's actually doing.
Sometimes she wakes up.
It's
She
clean.
wakes up.
Every
And
now and then. She's asleep a lot too, though.
So,
Wake up.
so
Yeah,
it's safe to say that like you're gonna want playsets for this Aurora.
Yes.
for
for
many
sure.
reasons. I mean, I'm
It's-
looking at it. I like everything I see so far. Great work, guys.
What about this one?
Oh,
Okay. All right.
Come
She
on.
got me. That was a tee up. You teed us up. That is the
come
beautiful.
on. Dude, that is so clean. I
is
need more,
iconic.
Rochelle. I need more borderless cards. I think we just do more. Let's get more of those in there. I'm a big fan of the epics. I need more. I think we need to just have more of that because I just think they look so nice and it just looks so clean and
I can't
that
remember if
artwork
I
is beautiful.
invested
It's
in
epic.
her or
Would you say
not.
Yeah.
Like,
There you
That's
go.
very,
she's being
it's stressful. I think
reprinted.
it's,
She's
we
already
talk
worth
kind of about,
nothing.
reprints and
I
all those
think
fun
she was
things.
in
And this set, I'm just like, okay, well,
starter deck.
I need that.
So the
I need that
foils
very
of
bad.
her
When I
are
saw
dirt
Cusco,
cheap.
Most Wanted Mama, I said, that's
Mhm.
very wanted, extra wanted. And this is a great example where I needed it. And now I very much need it.
Yeah, yeah. I'm already gonna be impoverished. Fable's
You're
taking me out.
scheming,
Katie.
dreaming,
I'm
scheming.
done,
You're in
man.
the vents, back up there.
I'm in the poorhouse. Like I don't know if I'll be able to eat. It's gonna be all noodles coming my way because I'm buying all these cards. Like I need them all. It's insane.
Well, they're
It's so good.
And I do love the new stamp at the bottom. I think that's one of my favorite things, the little rarity symbols as a collector. I know I play, but I can't resist a collecting moment. So
Give us swords.
I'm excited. I'm excited for the moment too where it peaks. I know you're supposed, I always try not to look. This is pack strategy, but I'm like, don't look. Because if you look, that it's gonna make it not magical. But then if you see
Yeah.
that little glittering, you're like, oh no.
Yeah, do you all go from the front of the pack to the back, or do you
Well, it
just
doesn't
skip
work
directly to the
because
back?
we're
I
you
gotta
know,
see all the cards. No skips.
Sapphire.
No skips.
No skips.
No
You gotta earn it.
There's no good songs.
And that is
though, for
one
that.
downside to your point, Lucas. That's one downside of seeing these these new borderless cards. Every now and then you get like a little sneak peek.
Get a little, yeah.
I got
You're
one,
like,
baby. We got it.
I know
We got
something's
it.
there. It's something good.
And it's Huey, man. You just got Huey.
Yeah,
What's
Yeah,
up?
don't get middle ducked.
You just got
Just a
ducked.
misstep.
Get ducked.
You just got ducked, pal. Take that with you in your travels,
It's still
man.
exciting. I'm still missing one of the 3 ducks, so honestly, I'll take it because one of the 3 duck children nephews are eluding me. But this is very, very cool, and I cannot wait to play. Like you said, obviously we think of Amber Steel as the princess royalty deck, but you mentioned Sapphire, which is a very fun little zigzaggy of a deck that has been only getting stronger each set. I'm like, this is happening. Ludwig von Drake, Aurora coming together, doing stuff. You don't expect it, but in Lorcana, it can happen.
For sure. I love it.
All right.
I love it.
So we are going to go back to talking about the rotation, and there was some conversation between you guys about cards that were chosen, cards that like philosophies of the ink colors and why certain cards are staying in.
Mhm.
But we're going to take a moment to talk about each ink color and maybe some key cards that are not coming back.
Beautiful.
Rochelle,
we are gonna go
putting
ink
us on the hot
color
seat
order.
here.
This
Yep.
is conceal season. We had reveal season, now it's conceal.
Yep. Yep.
This was also a bit of a heartbreak to put these slides together, so I feel the pain that everyone else is about to feel.
Hey, I mean,
Oh.
let's remember these cards are not gone. In
They're
Infinity,
still in Infinity.
Infinity format, you can play these cards.
Yeah.
Kitchen table, you can play these cards. You can still play these cards. They're not gone. They're just
Everybody-
maybe not as prominent and core constructed.
Everybody just get
Unfabled.
the F's ready. Just get the S ready,
Yeah,
not S for
the
Fable.
chat is
Just
excited.
F's in the chat, please, for the
So
one time.
we're gonna start with Amber,
Okay.
and my
Oh.
icon makes
no.
this hurt.
Oh.
All right.
Well, those are some
Tease.
cards
Those are
right there.
classic.
What
Wow.
a tease.
Get the
Can
F's
you
in,
have an
please.
Amber? These
Oh.
are instant.
We probably,
cards
we
for us.
I
probably,
instantly looked
we probably
to
should
make
have put
sure
something
it
on the
said
slide
one
like
thing.
not coming back.
Yeah.
Just so
I know.
people
We're
I
gonna-
realized
we're
that
gonna-
as I was leading into it. These are not coming back.
These are not coming back.
Not coming back in
Confirmed.
Fabled.
Yeah, not coming back.
Confirmed. Oh my goodness.
There's always a chance these could come back in future set.
I was gonna say,
Yeah.
what if they just announced reserve
It's,
list
it's
right there?
Mickey Mouse. I think was Mickey Mouse Club. It's not goodbye. It's see you real soon, or see you soon.
Yeah.
or see ya, far in the future.
see you
Yeah.
later, soon, later,
Yeah.
never. We don't know, but
But
either way,
can-
these are classics.
Can we discuss this? Why were these cards not coming back? And I have my own ideas because if I were on the design team, I would want when I'm doing rotation for the first time, I would want a new fresh game with no iconic cards, no staples. We're starting over fresh. What is from your guys' perspective? Like, why would you leave? Why are these cards not coming back in particular? We're talking Ariel, we're talking Rapunzel, very iconic cards, super powerful cards. Why did you guys decide to leave them off?
So I think I'll start because it goes back to the same philosophy that I was talking about earlier, where they've had their time to shine. These are two
Yeah, they
cards
did.
that I'm sure everybody here has seen a lot of and played against a lot of them. And what we wanted to do was provide the other cards a chance to shine, and give these ones a bit of a rest. They've been in a lot of decks. They've had a lot of time. They need their break. And so yeah, that's a philosophy that we went with. And as we've stated, there's always infinity. There's always the chance that they come back in the future. We just don't know yet.
Okay.
Yeah, I will say that I think both of these cards were cards that we discussed in depth as far as whether or not we wanted to bring them back. I think neither of them were particularly close to coming back. I think they were both like, yeah, we will make sure that, we will make sure that we do our due diligence and see if this is something that we think kind of our new meta that we hope and kind of, I don't want to say envision, because like we give you a sandbox and tools to play in, and we do a lot of testing. Like Allie's team does so much testing, like they do a fantastic job, but like the number of games that players will play is going to completely like dwarf the number of games that we can play and test. And so I will say that, like, we do want to make sure it's a fresh and exciting new meta for people to explore, and both of these cards are just like so efficient and so best in class at what they do that like they would just push out a lot of other cards that we were excited about.
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
I
that's a good
mentioned
point. They do hamper some of the future designs because
The rumors
in
I've
Ariel's
heard
case, she makes things a bit too
is that it's
consistent
unlikely we
sometimes,
see
especially when dealing with
Candia's
songs, which
input
are
until set
it's a
10.
very fun mechanic, and when you're being limited by something like that, it can cause problems. And of course, Rapunzel makes
But
putting damage on
I don't
anybody's
know
character kind
how
of
truthful that
dangerous
is, 'cause those
because you
aren't
could get really
rumors
punished for it.
from
And so
employees as
that
much
that
as
can have
like
severe impacts on the rest of our
people who have
designs
like
going
worked in the
forward.
biz before, and they're like, well, he just started.
Yeah, and I
so
think
like,
a
he's not
good
gonna have
sign that
any
a card is
impact until,
powerful
like,
is when you say,
set
"Well, I
10 at the
instantly put 4 of Rapunzel in the
earliest.
deck." I mean, it's very hard to find an
Unless
amber
they
deck where
like,
people are like,
which
"Well, you
makes
put 4
sense,
of
right?
Rapunzel,
Because
and you
like this
build,
stuff's all
this
printed
54 other
way
cards."
in
So I think that's a
advance.
good
Like,
sign that
so
maybe it's a
he
little
might have been
powerful
able
if
to
you can't think
impact
of a world where you
like
wouldn't include it. So
world
I'm sure it was
stuff, like
heartbreaking to have those
maybe
conversations,
designing
but
the
exciting
format
because
or
when 4
doing
cards go
something
out,
there,
then it's
maybe.
what 4 cards am I going to put back in?
But like
Even just
impact on
an
sets,
anecdote
it's
from my
unlikely we
end,
see anything there for a little bit.
that
And like these
when the
reprints
game
had
dev
been
team is
probably
working
picked
on
before he even
sets,
started.
I can see what they're working on. I have access to kind of look in after they've gone through certain levels of it. And Fabled at one point early on, Rapunzel was on the we might keep her list, and I went to Steve and was like, "Oh my gosh, I'm so glad Rapunzel's safe." On the next version of the list, she was not safe anymore.
Oh,
See, it's
I-
actually Rochelle's fault for asking.
It's my fault.
Yes.
For
It's
bringing
you
it
shouldn't
up.
have asked. Don't ask the answers to or questions you don't want answers to. You know.
And
Yeah, I guess-
Rochelle's profile pick has been Rapunzel for so long.
I have
here on
14.
Discord, so she's gonna have
Gifted
to.
with
I guess she can
rotating.
leave it. It's Infinity Beyond with Rochelle.
Of the promo.
That's right. Yeah,
Which
Rochelle's
I
just
want.
gonna play
I only
Infinity
have
from
one
here
of
on
them,
out.
which I want to sell, but
So
it's dropped a
with
bit.
that,
It's like half.
we'll
It's
move on
like
to
one
Amethyst,
something.
which
It was like
again, we're
250.
showing some cards that I've seen a lot of play.
Don't be friends, please.
Oh, it's
Don't
gonna be the
friends.
bounce. It's the
So
bouncy. No,
hopefully it
no.
goes.
But
No, we need Fox.
Could you-
Fox. That was open for Fox.
which we can say. I mean, I think as a player, there's times where you
I like this
replace
segment
the
of,
ink
like,
with the
here's cards
identity
that
of
are
the ink because
guaranteed
we
not
instead of
coming
saying we
back.
say song instead of amber, we say bounce instead of amethyst. So how was it knowing that? I mean, people say bounce instead of amethyst when they build decks. So how was it knowing that you're kind of taking away part of the bounce mechanic? Not all of it. There's only 2 cards. We don't know, but this is a sign that
2
you guys
cards
talked
is the
about.
bounce
Hey,
mechanic.
maybe we're done bouncing a little bit for a while.
Dude, I think.
Well, just
that
like we talked about
the
with Rapunzel, I think just
power
about every
line
Amethyst deck
rusher,
started with 4
If
Madame
you
M
sing a song, it's
Foxes.
probably good.
It
You can sing
again, it falls
King
down
or
to
the other thing.
we want to make sure that the
only-
decks going
you just
forward
have
can
to
be new and
sequence it
exciting,
right
and
so they
people
don't
have
know you
new
have the
things to
rusher.
figure out. And so the more kind of
If they're smart, they'll get rid of the exerted
posts
thing
that we
anyways,
have
but
from the past that say just run this deck again,
yeah, I guess.
the less people get to
The
do
new
that.
green thing.
And so we wanted to make sure that we kind of had fresh posts for people to try out. And so, yeah, these these two just simply couldn't
Yeah, now
come with us.
instead of goat at
right now.
19, it's
Yeah, and we do like to
from
have some
16.
counterplay to our cards. And I will say, something like Merlin Goat, really fun, great stream card when, you like top deck a goat to win the game. But there can be other burst lore cards that can fulfill that role. And like, it's just, there's not much counterplay to a goat. Like, you play it, and then any way that it leaves play, like, you're gaining a lore. And so that's something else that we take into consideration is like, what is the play pattern that we want? I think it was neat texture for a while, but it's definitely something that we don't want to be in every rotation.
Oh, for sure. I didn't see Merlin Crab on here, and I didn't see friends on the other side. I'm
I
assuming
see Snake.
they're
So
coming in, so I'm just gonna hold my breath. But I'm not gonna put you on the spot or anything.
I don't
But
see it.
give me
I don't see
just
it.
blink one time if those cards are staying. Okay, that's it. That's a
Do
blink.
we have-
Okay, and
Are there friends? Are there friends? Do we have friends? Help! I need friends.
Epic friends, please.
I don't have any
You blinked.
friends.
You blinked. There was a confirmed blink. No, I'm kidding. But
All
it,
right.
it does make sense. Like, and I do concur. It does break my heart because these are cards that I absolutely love. I love to play Amethyst colors. I love Madam M Fox. It's one of my favorite cards, especially against like very aggressive decks. She's like a
Man, I hope this
comfort
peppermint
warm
tea helps
blanket.
my
You just
tummy.
put two of them together. Madam M, pick up Madam M. You're
Not
just taking out
feeling it
everything.
right now.
I did that for a long time, and it's just too good. Okay, so I understand. Just kind of getting a new face on the game. I think these are some solid hits to remove in rotation for the core constructed. Granted,
Remove,
Infinity will always be there.
rotate it. We don't remove here. This is
Yeah.
it's going. No. Okay. No. People.
Oh,
they're-
yeah, I
yeah,
know.
this is-
This is the
Oh,
Joseph.
yeah, we're
Yeah,
celebrating on
this
this
is.
one. We're
Yeah, you
like,
scared me.
whoa,
This is a
hold on.
happy. Sorry, you
Oh.
scared me.
Yeah, I'm
This
not
is
sure
not.
too many
This is
people
a
are
W.
sad about these.
Yeah, it
Who's
scared me
sad?
because I saw them
W's in the
together.
chat.
Yeah, this
W.
is scary
I'm
to
sad.
together. But once you know
Goodbye
the
and good
context,
riddance to these right here. Okay.
Yeah, I don't know if we have to say a whole lot about
Yeah.
why
All right.
these two cards in particular aren't coming back. I don't think I've seen a ton of people even ask for their inclusion, but I'm sure there are fans of these cards. They're very powerful cards, so of course people are going to like to play them. But playing against them, a bit of a different story. A little bit more of a negative play experience.
Yeah, I mean, Prince John felt a little bit like an
War's
item at
dumb.
times as he just stood there and said, "Do what you must, or you cannot reach me." So, I think there are people that are sad. I'm not one of them, but I think
No chance. No
Yeah,
chance.
Prince John is another one of those where it's like, right, similar to Go. Like, what's the counterplay here? Like, unfortunately, putting Ward on this card really removed a lot of the counterplay because he doesn't have to exert or turn sideways in order to put himself at risk. And so, that is something
Swords will answer
that
it.
we don't build into
And by the
every
time
card,
he
but
came into
we
the
do want to
format,
make sure
Swords
that
saw
it
the
feels
state
like
of play.
characters are characters the majority of the time. And this one was a little bit over the line with the Ward, as well as the lack of needing to turn sideways.
77.
but fair because he's called the
Thanks for the
greediest of all. And what a
follows and
greedy
the
thing to
resub
say.
earlier,
I'll
dust
take
off.
it. I'll take it all.
Yeah. Notably, we don't see muses up here. So again, the blink. Any blinks?
Oh no, yeah,
We got a blink there. We got two blinks. So I think muses is back. Confirmed. Lock
We're
it
gonna-
in.
amusing.
We're gonna go on to Ruby.
PDZ is doing the reveal between this reading between the.
Oh Lord.
Okay,
No.
everybody. So what do we see here?
Yep.
Talk about it.
All right.
Challenge time.
Oh,
We are not board
no.
wiping as
Yeah.
easy.
These two is
Oh.
fine-tuning.
Yeah.
No.
So how does that happen? I mean, this discussion. I mean, we talk about this. This is a tempo wipe. I mean, this is what you do to say, wait, don't stop doing what you're doing over there. So how did this conversation go? And how was it
So-
saying, hey, that emergency eject button's out of here?
Yeah, so this is kind of what I was alluding to earlier when I mentioned that, we also think about where we want the different ink types to move in the future and kind of looking at them and taking a
They're
step
moving
back
the
and being
board
like,
wipers to
what are the
emeralds.
strengths and weaknesses of the various ink types? We did feel like Ruby was just a little bit over the line with all of the different removal options it has. Like, Ruby should be one of the best single target removal colors. But we didn't like it also having this ability to affect the board as a whole. And so we are pulling back on that some by not including very powerful, very fun cards like this. And so,
It's probably
we know that there's going to be a lot of discussion about not having Be Prepared.
Maybe one of the new cards they
and,
show is going to be
that
another
sort of
new
board wipe in the meta.
like,
And so we are interested to
board
see
wipe.
how it plays out. But
an emerald.
we know board wipes are
card
important
that
for games and card
banishes
games, and
everything
so
that's like, that
even if we don't have
costs
Be Prepared, that is
4
something that we are
or something like
cognizant
that.
of
That'd be
moving
sick.
forward.
Absolutely.
I don't
And
think
I'm
we've
just thinking
really
about
had
I'll just
anything
say-
that destroys
sorry,
it that
Baker.
has costs.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Those
Baker's
have
like,
to say
I was thinking about our.
he was
I was
prepared.
thinking about Baker, man. I feel so bad for the homie, man. He's been be prepared for so long, and we're hoping that it would come back. I know a lot of people are very interested to see this card return, but the fact that it was a song too, I think made it a bit too powerful. At least in my experience, I don't know about your guys in testing, but being able to sing "Be Prepared" and then continue your entire turn, I thought just created for a lot of unfair games some of the time. So
Yeah, and
I'm not gonna. I'm excited to see how it's gonna be without it, but I think we might miss it.
I will say that there's always going to be a bit of an ebb and flow to power levels of different things. So where early on there was a good call for something like this,
Ooh, what
where we're
background
planning to go
people?
to next, there isn't as much call for it, and maybe we'll have something else that slots in. But who knows in the future,
I don't
right?
know, Abe. I don't know
It
about
could be
that.
that we decide that we want the environment to be that way again. So I wouldn't write this one off completely anytime soon.
We're prepared to not write it off, I think. But I do have one question. So how did the testing go with
Lavisham
tempo
and
and
Quill.
the speed of the
That'd be
games? We talk
funny.
about best of 3 format is going to be something that we have moving forward. And these cards made it where you're like, we're almost done here. And then they're like, actually clock back in. This game's still going. So how did you guys did the speed of play into the decision to get rid of these 2 cards, and how did that factor in?
I think it did a little bit. Be Prepared and Sisu both could slow down the game in several different situations. Sisu was able to quest, which did help end games. But we wanted to get the new rotation to have a different type of tempo cycle. So a lot of thought and testing went into the new meta, and we are very happy with the way it's directed.
We were all excited. I like that you put the emerald and then the ruby because we're like, yeah. But we got 2 more colors, guys. Don't be. This is fun. This is
And I honestly, I'm happy for Sisu. Sisu can go. Sisu destroyed my life multiple
still the little one.
especially with the ship. And when the little
we need
Sisu
that.
got announced, I was like, oh, for sure, we're getting Sisu back. And I'm
Yeah, the
gonna
daring
cry.
visitor.
Yeah, when the daring visitor showed up, I was like, the big one for sure is coming. I'm so glad that
Yeah.
it's not. But be prepared. I
I
think
think
it
they
might be a
showed
card
Only
that
World
we might end up
Essence,
missing. But to that
maybe they'll
point,
show
I know
that on the
Steve just
steel.
mentioned it.
It'd
Is
be
there
like Whole
something
New
like
World
a
and Storm.
like an
you're not getting these
unban
back.
list, if that makes any sense, in this post
Thanks
rotation
for the
world? If you
resub.
guys are watching from on high and you're seeing like, hey, the meta is needing this effect, would you ever consider saying, hey, these cards are now legal to be played again, add it back into the card pool type situation?
So no,
Okay.
quite
I would
frankly,
like
it
a
would
song
cause so
for
much
2,
confusion to
uninkable,
have
deal 2
those
damage.
cards
That's
randomly
it.
come back.
Like a Storm
And
without a
one of the
cantrip without
values
2.
of having just set
It's
rotation
not like
is that you know
insane,
exactly what's
but
in and what's out and when
I
it's going
think
to
it
be that
helped.
way.
It's good
So
enough
if we had any system like that, it
to
would
make
it
some
would
things
cause some
work. Or make it
problems.
cost 3 and
Okay.
deal 3,
Perfect.
but not
Makes sense.
draw a
Just have
card.
to deal with it.
Emergency gun. Rotate back in. Rotate. Everybody shoot.
Like,
Go back. But no,
Yeah,
it
I
makes
don't
sense.
have singers on
I will
turn
say that
2.
if we feel like the
It
environment
should be
calls
fine.
for it, you'll probably see it in an upcoming set.
Gotcha.
True. So can reprints be? I mean, this is a question that you might have covered, but can reprints occur in non-set 9? After set 8 is kind of when, or every 4th set is when the rotation is. So can cards be reprinted between?
It is every
This
4
Fabled
sets.
and
That's
then
a
the
quick
math.
rotation. I
12,
was
11.
hoping that
No,
it was just
13.
So
done.
I mean, we already saw
Because we're at
Captain
8,
Hook,
right?
Forceful Duelist come back, and
Dalmatian
I think
Puppy.
Yeah, I guess that makes
yeah,
sense.
and Dalmatian Puppy. So I think like reprints are something you should expect to see a little bit more of in regular sets moving forward. It's not going to be a certain quota or a certain amount. It's kind of on a set by set basis what we decide we want for the play environment. But you can definitely expect to see some reprints in other sets moving forward.
Nice.
Yeah,
And
and
You heard it.
also
Yeah,
oh, sorry, Steve, you go.
I just wanted to add on to that just a little bit. Although we might reprint a card, if it had an enchanted version of it, we will not be reprinting that enchanted version. So, although we may bring back a card, if it had the enchanted version, it's not that enchanted version is not coming back.
Yep. And then
Which is very
the
fun.
other thing that I wanted to mention is because we have talked about this before. Fabled is an anniversary set, which is part of why the artworks are returning from previous sets. reprints that happen in future sets, the plan is not to always have the same artwork as the original printing. That was something
That's
that was chosen for this set specifically. But with that said, we will move on to Sapphire.
Oh,
who needs these cards? Nobody. Items in Sapphire,
oh
but
no.
Yeah, so
not-
I would say this is an interesting combination of cards because I feel like, both of them are not coming back for different reasons. So Popsicle on the left, that's something that, we've made a lot of items that draw cards when you play them. And that's something that we do want to be a little bit more cautious of moving forward, especially one-drop items that draw a card when you play it, because they're just so good for creating engines, especially in Sapphire. And so for that reason, we're like, maybe we should not bring back Popsicle, even though it is, of course, a very fun card. But on the right, like Fishbone Quill is not a card that we feel like has, any sort of like gameplay pattern issues at all. And so Fishbone Quill is not included just because we're actually pretty happy with the type of ramp that we currently have in the meta with Tipo and Sail the Azurite Sea, as well as a couple other cards, but we just didn't feel like it was needed at this time.
Dang, that's going to break a lot of Sapphire Steel players' hearts. I know a lot of people are going to be super sad to see that Fishbone Quill gone. I know a lot of people are going to be super sad to see the Popsicle gone because Tamatoa was such a chase card and people really wanted it specifically for the interaction that it had with Popsicle. So that do you guys take that into account at all in any way, like how good a card is versus how sought after it may be based on the cards that are available when you are coming up with these designs, and in what cards you are not going to bring back? Is that, and we'll probably kick it over to you, Allie. I know that's probably right in your lane. Like, is that something you guys consider at all? Like the not necessarily the value, but how good a card is based on the cards that are around it, and how not so good a card will be when that card is now gone.
We do. We do a lot of testing, especially for 9 when we're doing the rotation, to make sure that we had all the cards through 5 through 8 would be able to have a home still. In some ways, I think we do pay attention to how good the quality of the card is all the times. But that's not the end all be all. Our primary goal is to make sure the game is fun and as balanced and playable as possible. So,
and also having options, right? Popsicle is definitely one of the strongest cards to go with Tamatoa, but there's options. There's other items that could work, and we could have plans in future sets that those two together wouldn't work, but when that other card comes out, it'll be right back there.
Okay.
Yeah, and so we do consider the power level of cards. I will say we don't really care about like the secondary value of cards or what people might perceive to be the value of cards. Doesn't really come into any of our decisions, as you can see with some of the powerful cards that we're not reprinting. But yeah, we don't really take into the fact that like, this card, people really want it, and so they'll pay dollars for it. Like that never really comes up.
I mean, that's a good thing in the long run.
Now, one thing that came up during
the
the Hiram incident of past is, when we get rid of cards, we talk about what they depend on, and Popsicle was mentioned specifically on Nick Wild's card. Is this confirmation Nick Wild will not be rotating back? And I'm sure that's what the people all want to know. But do you guys map that out as far as cards that have key dependencies to make sure that, hey, if we're doing X, then Y isn't impacted, and kind of mapping the downstream impacts?
That did come up. That was the biggest reason we could, to put Popsicle in the set, because then we could actually include Nick Wild. And we're like, if we don't bring back Popsicle, we can't bring back Nick Wild. So that was an actual conversation we had. But, in this case, it felt like it was worth the trade-off.
Yeah.
And then our last color, Seal.
I'm so scared. This one. I'm ready.
Well, we already knew about
that one. Okay. Okay. It could be scarier.
This one's safe. We didn't see Beast Tragic Hero up here. Okay. So
I didn't see Zeus. I don't see Zeus.
I don't see Zeus, but I'm sad.
I do feel it. Yeah, I will. Yeah, but you're like, I'd like to see Zeus. But this is interesting because, we talk about card draw and the value. These are two huge card draw engines. Popsicle's another one. So, how did that conversation go, knowing that Steel, it was, removal with the side of card draw and saying, well, these are two where you are not going to have the same tools you had available. And A Whole New World is, I think, one of those cards with Be Prepared where it's hugely meta defining. So how did that decision go?
I'll go back to the philosophy of what we were doing. We wanted
Yeah.
cards that were meta defining to kind of have a break and give people other options on what they can build and let people kind of decide, have a fresh start on deciding what they wanted to build. Let the Storm Rage on, obviously a very powerful damage spell. There's obviously going to be a lot of steel damage spells or actions in the future.
Fox and Snake.
Because that's just something steel does. So bringing back the strongest one probably that they've had short of Zeus is it makes it very challenging to make new cards that are going to excite people. And so, just time for that one to take a break. And Whole New World was I don't think you can get much more meta defining than a card like that.
For sure.
So it just we need we need the ability to make some cards that people are going to be excited about outside of these. So these can be for Infinity and maybe in the future.
Yeah,
for sure. Infinity and beyond. There you go.
Yes,
I
that's fine.
personally, I don't have an issue with either of these cards taking the hit. Let the Storm Rage on has caused me to rage on multiple times. It's one of the most frustrating plays when my opponent gets to go first. They play down the Cinderella on one, and I just sit there and I'm just raging because I know the storm is going to come, and it just feels so bad. So I'm glad this card is out. A Whole New World, I'm a little indifferent
you
about
caught all
because I
that.
thought this card created for some really cool games. Like cool things can happen with Whole New World. And I am going to miss that a bit. It'll still be around in Infinity, and hopefully beyond it'll rotate back in. Let the Storm Rage on out of here. Are you
Let
guys?
the Storm Rage out.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Katie.
Oh no, it was a bad joke. No, go ahead. It was not worth it. Go ahead.
It was a good joke. I missed it. But in testing, can you talk about that as well? Like the steel aspect. I remember when Fortisphere got the chop, it was because one of the things like Steel's identity doesn't necessarily draw cards without that discard attachment. Was that a part of the Let the Storm Rage on removal as well? The fact that it does draw a card and not discard a card. Did that come up at all?
I would say it was part of it, but it's not like Steel can't do that. Like we do
So
look at
for a
draw a
long
card
time,
as
Lizzie.
potentially something that we could put as an extra text on pretty much any
Mhm.
ink type of card. Like if it was draw multiple cards, like now that would be an issue from a color pie standpoint, and we would have to take a hard look at that card, especially obviously in the case of Steel if it's not discarding. But no, the draw card I think was just like the extra value on top of having it be a song that just made it really hard to answer, and it does kind of feel bad getting like 2-for-1
Without Cindy or
having
Shift
your character
Diablo.
removing, and then they immediately
It's far
replace the
weaker.
card and could even draw into another copy of Storm Rage on and keep doing it. So the draw card was definitely impactful in choosing not to bring it back, but we weren't saying that it couldn't come back because it had the text card on it.
Okay. Makes sense. I'm
Right.
I'm personally happy it's gone. R.I.P. Let's Storm
We-
Rage on.
We're a little over time, but we still have to get through some reveals.
Okay, that's exciting. We concealed, now we reveal.
The first one, we'll just go through really quick. You saw it in the deck list yesterday that Lucas and I forgot
Boom.
wasn't going to be revealed yet.
The surprise reveal, everyone.
Just an
Sun
Easter
and
egg.
Chill.
It's just an
Yeah.
Easter egg. We're just rewarding people for reading our content. That's it.
And Sudden Chill, no Prince John. Not that bad.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
not
guys.
that bad.
Could be
I don't
worse.
think it's that
Could be
bad.
worse. Could be
Could be
worse.
way worse.
Depends
Yeah,
on
no,
how
this
Max
is like an
is.
archetypal, Emerald
Mhm.
card. Like this is totally fine. It's not like we want to remove discard from the game, but we just want it to be in a reasonable spot.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, if people can draw cards, then I think it makes sense that people can have cards taken away. You can't have one without the other. The yin to the yang, it's painful, but Sun and Chill is
We'll
suddenly
talk about
back
Sudden
on the
Chill
menu.
more after.
It's just a 1-for-1. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm super chill with Sudden Chill.
Super Chill Sun. We'll keep riffing. Oh, so this is the untrained. We have the accomplished mystic, but this is the untrained mystic. She's trying to figure it out. She's in the library. And so this one, okay, both. Wow, I did it.
They're both back.
Okay, so
Oh,
that
you
is
got it.
very, very exciting because this is a power combo where you're allowed to do a little bit of healing and a little bit of removal if you're doing it right. So very excited to see this of the untrained mystic and the unaccomplished mystic, and the mystic is not their name, but either way. So this is fun.
She's got 2 paths. It seems like she's a
Good
mystic,
for
and she's
limited,
also an inventor. So she's a
not really
mystic
anything
inventor.
Sure.
She can make a full-on
constructive.
Bell deck now. We need strange but special back.
She's a hunter too. She also sit in the trees with she's doing it all. She's really out of control, if we're gonna be honest. But
I like
this
it.
one,
And I think these 2 effects are great. This is going to probably take,
Ducky.
my
agree with you.
Rapunzel is now going to be Belle, I suppose, to kind of do a similar thing. You can heal and get some value from it. Maybe it's not the same card, but it's going to be a similar kind of situation. I think it's neat. I think it's neat. Is this? Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, I do love the story of these 2 cards, where it's like, she's beginning her journey playing with this magic, and then she becomes more accomplished. I will say, I do need to follow up with the narrative team, who does fantastic work. Love our narrative team, but like, it kind of leaves me hanging, because the flavor text on Untrained Mystic says no matter what she tried, she couldn't completely heal Beast's Wound. So I need to know, like, going to the accomplished Mystic, if she actually goes back and fully heals it. I'm going to assume yes, but I kind of want confirmation of that.
I mean, after the card we saw earlier, he looked pretty charming, and I would finish healing. I'd say, hey, come back here. You're helping me. You're giving me +1 strength and +1 willpower. I'll heal you.
I like it. Oh man.
Together, the both of them fully heal.
Ursula.
3 drop.
She sings. She does it all.
Ursula Vanessa.
If we had songs to
Get
sing,
in there?
show us
Very
Zeus.
cool.
Who invited you? That's not.
Where you
Yeah.
coming from? If you put Zeus on this screen, Rochelle, I'm gonna shake your hand next time. I'm
Yeah.
kidding.
Shake your hand.
That's another a bit of trauma there for me. As you go Cindy, I can't stop that, and then they go Ursula on 2, and they Zeus my guy. Is that it's? But I think this card is also quite neat to come back
Enchanted cards
in
don't
your guys'
naturally
testing.
stay
Was that
now.
1/4 no Rapunzel? Was that not an issue anymore with this singer coming in on 2?
This wasn't an issue. It
No
wasn't
issue,
an
no
issue.
Unless
Not
you
a
mean, are they
problem.
still making
And
enchanteds? Yes.
So
they're
now
making
now I'm
enchanteds
like on
and
pins and
epics
needles.
and
I'm like, okay, I'm seeing the
icons.
colors we're doing here.
Yeah.
Because now we're filling between the
The
lines
bigger
here.
interaction is the bigger interaction is now like Sisu,
Yes.
small Sisu can actually interact with her. So
Oh, true.
Yeah. That
Under the
daring
Sea is
visitor. You get
looking
her
mighty
out of
different
here.
options.
Yeah, you got that,
But-
and also you hit the troubadour as well. So singers might be back. They just need some really cool songs to sing. I like the card.
And
Maybe she gets an
non-Ruby.
epic treatment as well.
Since
Maybe.
Power
Ooh.
Lines is
It's one of my favorite
And,
card names because her name is Ursula Vanessa. Amazing.
Speaking of
And without
Sisu,
Storm,
I
Power
guess
Line
in core
might
we
have a better
have
stat line.
a new big Sisu.
Medium
Let's
Sisu is now Big
go!
Sisu. She's been
Oh,
upgraded.
Sisu, depending on how
Oh.
big your
Yeah.
opponent's hands are.
That's
If you play it
true.
in
I don't know if this is
multiplayer,
good or
it's
not.
absolutely going to be big. It'll definitely
One
be the
size
biggest.
fits all. One size fits all
Goodness.
Sisu of Emboldened
Okay.
Warrior. And now there's Empowered Sibling and Emboldened Warrior, which I struggled with. And you guys did me a real solid here. It's just Emboldened Warrior for now. So in one format. But Infinity, we'll figure that out later. But this is exciting. And this is a card that we saw see a lot of gameplay
Bobby Ray.
in Ruby
I was hoping they'd show a
Amethyst. So
new-
was this a card that you guys were feeling a little bit excited to put back? And are there any cards that you're hoping to synergize with that maybe we saw him with Frenemy, Flynn Rider Frenemy, which might not get to see him again right now, but are there any other cards that
This makes
you guys
Tinkerbell
had in
good,
mind
right?
when you decided to reprint these cards? Not specifically, but in general, did you think about those
Yeah.
synergies when picking them?
Absolutely. And I will say this card,
Dragon.
this card in particular is neat just because it can get really big, but it gets the biggest when your opponent is doing things that are kind of a little bit outside of the norm by drawing a bazillion cards into their hand. And I will also say, I did bring up multiplayer. Like, it is important to have some cool cards around for multiplayer. I don't know if anybody's going to play Core Constructed multiplayer, but if they do, this card is sweet. But I will say, for this,
Easy later
the
as
fact
well
that your
after this.
opponent can play around it and lower the strength is a neat point of interaction that I really enjoy with.
Okay. And I actually might have to eat a shoe because a friend of mine, shout out to Dave, Attack for Two, he said that card's going to be reprinted. I was like, no chance. They're not bringing it back. And now I lost. So I will have to find a nice leather bound
fresh shoe.
shoe and a nice
Yeah.
fresh shoe and eat it. Okay, there you go.
So
That
we have a new reveal that is, I think, Lucas's favorite card in the set.
Let's go.
Ooh.
Something good. Come on.
Yeah, I think this is my favorite card in the set.
Oh.
An uninkable
Okay.
steel
I'm
card.
a big fan of cards that just give you hard decisions. And when you drop this Nala, like, depending on the opponent's board state, like, it gives them some hard decisions because
That's pretty
While
good.
this character has no damage, she gets +1 lore and gains resist +1. So sometimes you are going to have to choose whether or not you want to attack through the resist to put a damage on her to turn off the lore, or if you wait and try to get more value by just trying to take her out all at the same time. But early in the game, like this sort of texture is really neat. And also, I feel like getting a 2-cost
Oh, if they give
3
a
lore
smash,
character with
they need to give
resist
a
+1
smash. They
is
really need
something
to
we
give a
haven't
smash
really
with
done
this.
before. And so like that's also super exciting to try to build around and figure out what sort of aggro shells you can put this card in.
That's it. I can my mind. Again, I'm not the greatest player or deck builder in the universe. I can tell you that right now. But I'm thinking about the Amber Steel aggro deck, and I'm also thinking about the Sapphire Steel aggro deck with the ally synergy. This is an ally. This is an ally. It comes out. They call it. I don't know if you guys are familiar with the meta. But they call it Kiwi Birds type strategy.
Yeah, I
Sapphire Steel, very
mean, little
curved,
Sisu's looking pretty
aggro
good if
focused,
this and
bodyguard
Tiana
type
see a lot of
strat.
play.
It comes out. This seems like it'll be a perfect fit for that deck with the resist and the high questing power coming in on 2. I think this card is
Yeah,
going to be
Robbie.
a problem. Okay, this is going to be a menace. I
Or a
think.
solution. You got to think, which side are you on the deck? If you're playing Nala, that sounds like a solution to me. And as you mentioned, the ally synergy is something that's been another one where we see the word slowly build up. Wait a minute, I see it. It's coming together. So very excited to see. Can I get the Sapphire Seal ally Kiwi Bird spectacular deck going?
I think it's
Yeah, and one of the interesting things about this card is I was trying to think like, what is an interest like a card that I would be okay playing at 0 strength? Because
As long as they don't show
personally, like I
Cogsworth.
really dislike putting 0 strength characters into my deck because you just get no value on the crackback. And so it's like, what would be kind of an interesting character that I would actually be excited to play that has 0 strength? Because usually if a character has 0 strength, I give it a side eye. And I'm like, why am I going to play you? Like, what is the point? I think this one easily passes the bar.
Yeah,
For sure,
Ducky. I
for
mean,
sure.
it's
And the
not
artwork is
bad,
so
but
clean. I
we
love
we
Yes.
don't really
what I'm seeing
play
here. It
Olivia
looks
or
really nice. You got the
Fabersham to do
hyenas, you got the
similar.
waterfall, you got Nala.
But
Very
maybe.
aggressive. I think this is a nice, completely good card.
Yeah.
I love it. I'm not gonna love seeing it being spammed against me here in a few short weeks when I'm playing against someone using this card against
Only
me.
4, just 4 copies.
Yeah, that's
It's
it.
probably the
Only 4. You don't have to worry about that.
of the
But
2
she's
cost
undaunted. We can be
unlockable quest for
undaunted
3s
together.
by far.
Okay.
So we have 2
think a
more
0/3
cards to
is
show
better
that
than a
are
1/1.
enchanted cards.
Ooh.
Oh, okay. Everyone.
Okay.
Oh my goodness.
Oh,
This is
That
my
looks
Lord.
awesome.
that is
Oh,
beautiful.
my
Scar
Lord.
finally
Oh.
king using his Hamilton? No, Hamilton. Hamlet. I'm sorry.
Hamlet.
Macbeth. Which one's Hamlet? There we go. I know Shakespeare. Listen, that's the lore we know here, and this is beautiful,
That's
and it almost
clean.
has a flash of yellow. Is that intentional? Am I picking up? Am I seeing something here with that beautiful flash
Little
of color I'm
splash in
seeing
there.
here? Yeah, that
little
seems like a very
splash.
playful color treatment. I'm trying. I know we're talking about mechanics, but I'm seeing things that I want to talk about.
Mm-hmm. And
The
we were
age-old question of is it yellow or gold? I'm a fan of several sports teams that have supposedly
Yes.
gold in them, and yeah, it comes up all the time. Yellow, gold? I don't know. I couldn't tell you actually. I guess that's a Shane Smith or Shane Hartley question. Is this yellow or gold? I guess you'll have to get the card to find out.
Dang, this is really cool. And I think the card is actually I see people when this card was revealed. I think it came from one of the Chinese sources. It was revealed, and a lot of people were speculating wildly on what they could do with it. There's so many cool things like this with the Tinkerbell bringing in
Giant
turret
unequable.
automatically. There are a lot of Ruby cards that are allies that have a ton of strength already. Lumiere
It
is
is steel.
confirmed, a rotated card, so he can also increase strength as well. I think this card is groovy, and I'm ready to try it out. Also with Sapphire as well, there are a lot of
I could see
allies
one or
there
two of in
from a strategy that
the
we were just talking about. So
blue
this is a cool card.
steel
I think it's a very neat
allies.
design, and the enchanted looks freaking amazing, dude. This is beautiful, beautiful. Well done.
Yeah.
Hey, Muggsy.
And one more
It'll still be
enchanted.
rough. It's just
Big hit,
unequable
big hit.
expensive.
Oh my
Boom.
goodness, you guys! This is a double. This is a back-to-back classic.
That's awesome.
Circle of Life.
crazy.
Which I mean, Baker's out here looking for a new song to sing, so now we get
There
to
you go,
hear him
Baker.
go. He can belt the circle of life
A
and
circle of life. I can see him
sing
ripping
together.
that. I can see
he
him
can do
ripping
it
that.
all. Honestly,
No,
what
someone-
song can he not kill?
It's gonna
Okay, for sure.
be
Spanish.
Contact Baker and get
maybe
him on that one, dude.
150
We got
out
you,
of the
Baker.
gate.
We got you covered, big dog.
It's not a
And
princess,
this card,
right?
I think, will see
but it's
playability as well.
gorgeous and
Play a character from discard
A little
from
bit.
It might draw.
Is that
It's hard to
something
say.
that I know we had to revive? We
Might
got a lot
only
of
be
stuff
an
that interacts
$80
with the
card. It's
discard
gonna
with
come out
Amber.
of the
That's
gate
part of the
super high,
Amber's
though.
identity, correct?
It is. Yep. Yep.
Okay.
Revive was the card that, I think its heart was in the right place, but we felt like we could push this effect a little bit more since Amber is the best at doing it. So we wanted to give them the premier revive card, if you will, in this slot. And then, like, what's a better theme for that than Circle of Life? Everything comes back around.
And my goodness, this is, I know we're not talking about the artist, but Al Pizzoni, great artist to meet in person. And then this art and then the mechanics, it's all of it. You guys are ending on, listen, this was an emotional main stage. We had some memories. We had bad memories, good memories, but this one, it's all about the circle of life. And we all become part of the savannah and we rotate and we become a new deck. So, and sing together. It's all coming together. I'm working, guys. I'm doing this improv.
Katie's nailing it.
It was really existential there.
Yeah, right.
They
We all
knew.
are the circle of life, a circle of card printing. And
The only one they had rotated.
I'm excited.
Unless
Let's
they
touch
show
these
that as a
cards,
reprint.
please. Let me have them.
It's not a bad
This was
one.
great.
It would have been a good
I love
answer,
it.
honestly.
I'm excited. Thank you for allowing me to be here, and it's so nice to
But
meet you guys. But this was a good time. I do feel high though. I feel so, and just talking to people around the community as well. I feel like there is so much and so much hope, and people are so excited to get into this new meta and try to break this new meta and try to get the best strategy and figure out what it's going to look like, and hopefully that type of excitement can last and see if we can push that on into the future and with the rest of the sets coming out. I think it was great.
Yeah,
Well,
and I mean, I think it was really great to talk about cards
We
that we're not
needed,
bringing back as well as cards that bring back, because sometimes, those just kind of get like brushed over when we're revealing
A bigger
a bunch of
team.
cards. And so it was really neat and a great opportunity to be able to speak directly to the community about some of our decisions, because we do want to be as transparent as possible about what's going on with the game and where we see it going forward.
like a shift character that
Yep.
shifts
And
for
with
6
all
and
that
deals
said,
3
thank
to
you
everything.
everyone for joining today. We got up to 1050 in the audience, which was pretty crazy to see. But yeah, thanks to the game design and game dev folks that join. It's always really great to be able to chat with you and talk more about each set in here. I hope everyone's enjoyed that. Fabled is pre-release starts August 29th, with the full release the week after on September 5th. So make sure to get out to your local game stores for that. And obviously Disney parks and stores. But yeah, Katie, where can folks generally find you?
You can find me, at the Lore Keepers Inn on, just type that in. Katie, you can type Katie Lorcana, you might get a few Katies, but if you type the Lore Keepers in, you'll find me on all the socials making content about Lorcana and casting, and just really excited. I'm now, I was, when reveal season, you have to lock in and kind of the trickle, but now I'm fully locked in, as JDC would say. So I'm excited to see. So JDC, where can people find you locking in?
Oh, I'm all, if you see me, I'm always around. I'm everywhere. I'm currently located in the Robinsburger vents right now, currently.
It's
But
beautiful.
most days you'll see me on Twitch. I stream on Twitch almost every day. JDZ Quest on Twitch, on YouTube, on Twitter, on Instagram, everywhere. JDZ Quest. I love Lorcana, and I'm all in on the community. So if you guys want to come and hang out, please feel free to do so. I will be around all the time.
That seems
And
menacing a little bit.
you're gonna
Never
be
rotating.
You're going to be on the Lorecast tomorrow on twitch.tv/DizzyLorcana. So we are going to talk a little bit more about Fabled tomorrow. I hope people can join. We'll have some reveals of
spoilers.
some epic and enchanted cards. And
Oh
yeah,
man.
it's gonna
Okay.
be a good time.
I'm on my way. I'm coming down from the bench,
anything-
easy.
Come on.
Steve, Ali, Lucas, anything you guys want to say before we wrap up?
Hey, Granthoto.
Silence.
I said something, so I was giving them the opportunity. But yeah, this was fun. Hope to do it again. Had a good time.
Yeah, and I just want to thank the community for coming out and listening to us chat about Fabled, and I hope that they get a chance to enjoy it soon.
And thank you so much for playing our game or collecting. We put a lot of heart and energy into every card we make, and we feel the love coming from the community.
Absolutely. And
Right.
I believe everyone in the community does appreciate all the hard work and effort that goes into that. And from me to you, I want to thank you guys all for allowing me to be here and ask you these questions and deal with these random outbursts. Because I'm a fan of the game, and I'm sure you guys take a lot of pride in what you've made and what you've done. And I personally appreciate the hard work, and I know a lot of people do as well. So thank all of you for everything that you've done, and continue to do great stuff. And don't fumble the bag. I mean, the standard is high. You got to keep it up.
I like that.
Well,
A
that's
little
the
bit, a
challenge.
little appreciation and a threat, and I like it. And either way, we're still in the vents. We're ready. We're ready to get to come down, no matter what. So very excited, and thank you as well. This is wonderful.
All right. Thanks, everyone. That's everything we have for today. See you next time.
All right, so we can go over a few things there. We'll put up these images. So we'll go backwards early. So the losing faith in the game slowly. Every time I see stuff like that, I see that meme where like the two people are next to each other on the noose, and he's just like, "First time, eh?" And it's not like the game's not dying at all. This is just how rotations go. And I said I would talk about that with Adizi as well, because he was just like, man, my collection tanked. And yeah, the short term on the cards are going to tank because of rotation. And without a few different elements being there, such as like a multiplayer format or a casual format, we have Infinity. So Infinity is the only thing that's going to hold value for old cards. And right now, people aren't really holding on to it. I don't know if people are rushing to sell or people just aren't buying cards for Infinity yet. But when the first big Affinity event happens, you're going to see some stupid spike of cards that people are like, man, I wish I bought that when it was $0.25 each. So like, if you have extra money and you thinking about buying cards that are well priced, I would probably acquire them. It's not financial advice, I guess, as much as like I don't think the cards are going to get cheaper. Anyways, woot woot! Thanks for the subs and a bunch of follows recently. So like that's how it was in Magic. Like they created Modern, a new format, and cards that were worth nothing. Like it went from like a $4 or $5 card to a $30-$40 card for Shocklands, just because they had no use to having all the use as a staple in the format. So if Infinity becomes like a very permanent format, like any staple there will be worth money in the long run. And then eventually 6, 7, 10 years down the line, Infinity is going to be too big. And it could even be in like 4 or 5 years on the short run if they wanted to. And then they're going to create a middling area that might even also have a rotation. There's two ways they could do it. They could either create a bigger standard core where instead of it rotating every 4 years, it rotates every 4 sets, it rotates every 20 sets. And yeah, like Pookie saying extended. That's what Magic did. Although close. Yes, no. Magic only did this with a standard for a little bit, I think. Or maybe they switched extended and then killed it. But that's when that rotates. The other one is like what extended and legacy and vintage are, where they take a date and then they're like, everything in front of this is legal. So if they made an extended, they would be like, all right, everything after set 10 is this new format we're making. And then, so if we're on set 20, cards that were worth like nothing in set 10, because the cards before that were way better, and the cards after that combo with the old cards in Infinity, right? This new format's created. Some of these cards might become staples and then go up. And so that's what you're going to see on a lot of speculation in the long run of like single values. So, like a playable card hits under 50 cents, under 25 cents, and someone has like 30 copies, people are just going to buy all of them because it's like a penny stock, which is not necessarily always a good thing to do. Sometimes it pays off, but I have thousands of cards that I bought for pennies that have not spiked yet because the one or two that did made me think they all would. Yeah, buy up all those promo whole new worlds around you. Yeah, buy my foil ones, brah. Give me money. but I'm gonna try to get a set of those. That'd be fire to use. It's unfortunate how cheap the regular ones are right now. And so like yeah, Magic Standard at the moment is lame, and they only just rotated, and they just banned cards. But having multiple formats is one of the saving graces. Like Standard being terrible in Magic sometimes is a good thing. It's not right now because I feel like Standard is just now being pushed again in the last few years. Whereas in like
Hey,
if they were
Dutch
trying to
Illuminez.
push a new format, Standard sucking is good because people will be like, Standard's not good, I'm going to play these other formats, and then that will push those formats, and maybe they buy a few singles, which stimulates a secondary market, or they buy packs of Modern Horizons 10 or whatever. So the
I just
longer
don't get it.
Lorcana is out, the more multiple formats will be created, which will then drive your cards, your collection, to retain or increase its value. I know someone who played Standard Magic, and they liked foils, and they played foil goblins in Onslaught, which was inexpensive-ish deck, but maybe like $400, $500, because it was foiled out. And then from selling that deck and his other cards in his collection at that time, he bought a house or two. Like he basically used that money to get a bank loan to start his landlord business, and now owns like 5 or 6 properties. And it's just like weird how sometimes holding on these is better than stocks. Rarely does that happen, and you're gonna lose a lot of money if you heavily invest that way. But can he play goblins still? No, but realistically, I don't even think most of those goblins from that deck are good. He sold at the right time. He sold the fetch lands before they got reprinted 5 or 6 times, so I think that was where a lot of the money went. Because those foil onslaught fetch lands at the time that he sold them, I think were like 500 or 600 a piece or something crazy like that. They just had a band card as their promo. Yeah, that's always fun. I mean, Lorcana kind of had that faux pas. They had a promo that then was rotated, and announced like they're going to be giving away a promo, but I feel like they fixed that, right? They're going to use it as a promo to push Infinity, so that kind of works. Bucky was a promo. I mean, some things, honestly, I'm happy. I would much rather them do that than be like, oh, we're going to make a promo, so we're going to leave it in as a problem. And it's already pushed so far that the promos, like, that kind of hurts, but the printing of a card, like, that takes some effort, I assume. But promos, I don't know. Maybe they had time to fix the Bucky promo, but I doubt it. There's rush characters. There's a few rush characters. Now, granted, a 4-cost uninkable 4/3 rush is not a great answer to Daisy, but Maui's also not a great answer to Daisy. Fox is an okay answer to Daisy, but you have to have a character in play to bounce back. Powerline is an okay answer to Daisy, but you have to have a 2-cost song and a character to sing that song to use it. But that is an option, right? So, like, and it plays well together, right? Your 2-cost can sing Be Our Guest and then grab the power line, play the power line, take out their character. If you want to play racers, you have the 3-drop crab that pumps a racer, and that's like a fox in regards to the fact that you can take out their early aggressors. I actually think aggro being so scary right now is going to show a lot of people alternate ways to handle it. And sure, if you stumble a little, you can get blown out. But there's also not a lot of redraw for the aggro decks, right? Like it's just dock, really. So you just have to worry about dock into dock into dock. That's scary, I guess. But you don't have Ariel playing Be Our Guest into dock. You don't have Rapunzel and dock and Beast. So like the lack of card draw is going to affect everyone except for Blurple, which is probably one of the better decks in the format. I don't know how many cards we're currently missing. But so green, emerald, is the new ruby. They have Under the Sea. So there's two ways that Under the Sea is going to be played. It's either going to be played with Sapphire Ramp, so they can double ink on turns using like Kita, so they can shrink things and use Under the Sea to wipe their board. Or it's going to be used with like Powerline and Vanessa to sing Under the Sea on turns like 4 or 5 to stop a really aggressive play. Which is interesting. The problem with that is it's half of the problem with Sisu. A lot of people are like, Sisu's not a problem herself. It's the fact she quests for 3 that was the problem. And in my mind, the problem with Sisu is that it's one-sided. In a game with no answers to ramp. Like, so at the bare minimum, 8-drop Sisu is not a problem at all. As an 8 cost 5/3 quest for 3 that banishes everything that costs 2 in a vacuum. That's a fair and reasonable card in my opinion. But when you don't have traditional answers to that card, which are 1, targeted discard, which I said we were going to talk about discard earlier. We're going to tap on it a little here. So you need, like, Sisu would be way less of a problem if Bare Necessities could hit characters. Like, oh, nice Sisu, I'll take that board wipe. You know, like Pete showed that Be Prepared can be slowed down or stopped. I have to have my Pete, you have to have your Be Prepared. I can kind of counter it down. It doesn't stop it, it slows it down. You could have a Scar, you could have some other answers, some characters with some abilities to do things. You played Menusa, so my Pete just made me play into your Be Prep, but I'm 1 short, now you Be Prep a turn later unless I rip the second Pete. You get some cool gameplay mechanics, a little bit more. There's actually play to it. Know when do you play your Pete? Do you ink the Pete early? Like, people say it's not gameplay, but like, in set champs, I watch my opponent ink a Pete, and I'm just like, I'm playing sharks. I'm like, all right, this is good. Like, they have 2 more Petes, and that's all they can do to stop my B preps. And if I can interact early, I don't even have to worry about a Pete. Like, I just, as long as I don't allow them to generate enough characters that if they play a Pete, I lose on a 2 turn, then it's fine. And that's not that difficult to do. I mean, it is and it isn't, obviously. But I'll go back to the discard and like how Sisu's not an issue, but when you add ramp, which allows you to play very powerful cards early, and then you add an abundance of ramp. We've got 3 2-cost ramp cards, 2 of which are inkable, and 1 of which, like, it's not even card disadvantage. 2 of which are not card disadvantage. Sail is not card disadvantage, and 1 jump is not card disadvantage. Well, if you don't count the card itself. It's like Tipo 2 cards, Sail is 2 cards, but you draw a card, and 1 jump is a card off the top, so it's like you draw a card, but it's a card, if that makes sense as to how it equals it out. And then you have 4 cost, powerful. How far I'll go is very good, insanely powerful card, which then makes your overcosted cards like Sisu. If Sisu costs 6, it's way too good. As a 6 cost 5/4 that quests for 3 that wipes my opponent's board. But we have all this ramp that Sisu basically costs 6, and when Sisu basically costs 6, it's too dang good, as I was saying. And then we don't have direct discard to answer that. Discard is very good and healthy for card games, except when the goal is I play so much discard I empty your entire hand. So there's like a few ways to do it. There's cards like Bend to My Will, where you play some gigantic card that hits their entire hand, and that can kind of be frustrating because there's not counter magic, right? So at that point we have to like have cards like Ursula 2 and Pete to interact with it, but Ursula 2 doesn't even hit Bend to My Will. So we need an like you have to play the duck to hit it. So we just need a little bit more targeted there, and we need not warded cards that draw you cards when you make your opponent discard cards. but they don't seem to want to go the quote unquote Thoughtseize direction, right? They don't seem to want to play that type of discard. Instead, they seem to want to just play you choose and discard a card type of discard. Which is unfortunate because it's either terrible or oppressive. Rarely is it in between the two. Because your opponent just has nothing to do. So it's like you're either crushing them or you're getting crushed because you can't interact with them. It's going to be interesting to see how Sudden Chill and Max Goof plays. Like Chill and Goof. So you could play... Like you could go Tipo on 2, ink something. Next turn, sing Sudden Chill, play Max Goof, get it back. Next turn, ink, shift Max Goof, sing Sudden Chill, quest with Max Goof, play Sudden Chill from discard. So you're hitting them for 3 cards and you're ramping. The question is that good enough? I don't know. It's kind of an interesting theory. But without Prince John, I don't know if it is. But with Prince John, I think that might be too good. But where would you play Prince John in that play pattern? I think Tinkerbell Giant Fairy is going to be one of the things that is needed in this format to try to combat a wide board or a board that's trying to quest every turn. It's kind of like Shark. Shark and Tinkerbell do similar things. They come into play and your opponent doesn't want to quest. And without B preps, that's kind of what we have. The issue is like, oh, well, they're just going to keep going wider. And at that point, well, it's like they're either going to be playing into Under the Sea, or if they give us something else, like maybe Tug of War. Tinkerbell Tug of War answers genies and Plutos. It takes 2 turns though, so you have to like shift the Tinkerbell on 4, and then on 5 play Tug of War. It does not seem great. That does not seem great. Yeah, I mean, strength is already really good. This is something I put together just to try to build a control deck, basically. And since it has pull the lever and wrong lever, you have like the ability to draw extra cards, whereas like that's an issue. A lot of decks don't have extra card draw. Wrong lever is like honestly one of the best answers to Shark in the format. You have Under the Sea to answer the early like aggressive things, and you're using Clarabelle Shift as one way to try to sing Under the Sea as early as turn 4. You have Lewis, which is like one of the better removals in the format, and then you also have Diablo to counter back, and Royal Guard mixed with Pull the Lever, Hypnotic Strength, lets you take down some daisies. Yeah, Dust Off. The issue, like, Under the Sea is our board wipe currently, unless they show us something. This is what we've got. And it is a board wipe. It's just very narrow. But if decks are going to just try to be as fast as they can, Under the Sea is very good. Especially with Vanessa, Powerline, and Troubadour. Although, sadly, Troubadour can't sing Under the Sea. But Vanessa and Troubadour, my Mob Song deck is looking better and worse, right? Like, the Mob Song was singable. The Surfers were not bad. Some of the other stuff we were doing was kind of mad. That's true. Some of the other stuff was not good. Like, especially if we're looking at like what this deck does. This also lets us play Kronk, which I think the Loungers, I think Braden tweeted a picture of the deck that won their internal event, and I've seen other groups of people brewing very similar decks before that as well. So multiple areas are onto the Sapphire Emerald like ramp control style thing. Although the one that Braden showed, let me find it here, didn't play Under the Sea. So like this is the thing that won their internal event, right? So like Visions to tutor for the bend in the mirror or bounce, location answer. It's just more bounce. I don't know about this bounce thing. Like I'm assuming they're just trying to bounce everything and then play bend, right? It seems reasonable. But you're just ramping into Basili Basil and John Silver. And then you have like ramp and Tipo, or ramp, Kita and Tipo as your ramp, as well as Sail. And Donald Duck. You're just like ramping and drawing cards with Clarabelle. It's very all in on Clarabelle. So my thought process was that Kronk helps. So if all they have is Under the Sea and Tinkerbell, they have to play 4 Tinkerbells to answer this. Nothing answers Kronk if I do not turn it sideways. All right, that's not entirely true. There's like 1 or 2 amethyst cards that just exert all of your opponent's characters, I think. So there's some fringe things that if Kronk is like a big baddie, like you have an answer to it, right? But this alone would make the bend deck, like you shouldn't just lose to the bend deck. As long as you can also answer their Clarabelle. 3-cost Lilo. All right, there you go. That's a thing. But that said, that only is impactful if Emerald Steel discard is a thing, which it could be. I have seen that. So that is relevant. Luckily, they have to play another Lilo to finish it off, right? Because Stitch only hits for 3. I guess any alien. Most of the aliens are 3, right? Unless we get to big ones. It's like John Silver's, the playable ones, the ones people would play. But that's a weird meta if that's there. But Lilo will see a lot of play, I think. I don't know how I feel about Miss Madrigal, but I think the Hypnotic Strength on Royal Guard is pretty solid. Like, it lets you trade with rhinos. Like, if they go turn 1 Rhino, you go turn 2 Royal Guard. They go shift Rhino. You can play that, and then you deal 5 damage, which should be enough. Oh, also gives +2 Challenger. Oh, that would be enough then. Oh, Kronk gets got by Lilo. If you're going to be playing Bend, you got to have your Lilos. But against the Emerald Sapphire Ramp Bend decks, Kronk is an okay answer. But I guess to the Sudden Chill Steel discard, Kronk might not be good enough if they're running Lilo and like Stitch, which they probably will be. Alright, I'm gonna have to raid someone here in a second. My wife wanted me to pick her up from work so she could go to pick our son up from his first day of school. Because she wants to participate in our lives. But this deck, this is the deck I played on stream earlier, mixed with this is Circle of Life. So it's like Circle of Life Singer discard stuff. Yeah. Some people started school last week. I'm happy school just started. I think they get out earlier. But it's basically just like we're already playing Lanterns. We kind of have some ramp, and we're already playing Mulan as a discard outlet. So at this point, we can discard Mickey Mouse to either Mulan or humorously Beyond the Horizon. And then maybe reanimate it. It's probably too cute. Oh, we also have the Tinkerbell here. The 3-drop Tinkerbell as another discard outlet. I think Morph would be very good if it came back. I think Morph would be quite good. So this Mickey is the new iconic one, the 3-drop one that shifts for 5. So the whole thought process is to just like shift it on these. And like, yeah, Mickey Mouse isn't like doing much, but if it randomly hits and you can just put a Gantu into play, or like, I don't think you have to put a monster into play for this. If you can reliably make this hit, it just putting anything into play should be good. And we're playing these 4 Mickey Mouses and probably should put in like a couple Lilos, but at the moment it's just like all the Mickey Mouses for shift action. And it's just like kind of an aggressive deck that tries to, on turn 5, shift the new iconic Mickey Mouse. Oh yeah, we have some removal. Shift the new iconic Mickey Mouse and then quest for 4 a couple of times, and hopefully that's enough to get there. Like that's the whole premise. Is like, oh, maybe we can win the aggro race because we have this like gigantic 4 lore quest that they didn't like contribute or like add. The issue is a lot of our characters only quest for 1. I mean, but Calhoun's a good defensor. The numbers could probably be tweaked. All right, but I gotta go. So who are we gonna raid? Who's on the secret rare right now? It's in German. We'll try to stay in English. I think this one's in English. I've never heard of these teams, so I'm assuming it's not. Nope. Alright, so none of them are in English, so we're just gonna do secret rare, I guess. Alright, but since my kid's in school, I'll be streaming every morning again, so I should be in around earlier than today, around 10 a.m. my time instead of the 11:30 or whatever it was when I started. But yeah, it'll be good, and then we should have some sort of ICL prelim, not prelim, but like some exhibition matches, and then like a couple stress tests to see if the things we're going to try to do work or not, happening in the next couple of weeks as well. But thanks for watching, and I'll be back tomorrow. Have a great night.